Oh my God. I almost spilled water on myself.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sandbox Podcast Network. This is the Pay Window Podcast. What's going on, everybody?
That hurts. Can I tell you, that hurts. That hurts. I just want to say that.
Neighborhood host. No, it's not that guy. What I gotta do? What I do?
No, me.
Oh, okay, good. It's your friendly neighborhood.
Oh, stop it. Oh.
Your boy, Vernon Somoza. How are y'all all out there? How are y'all all out there?
How all out there?
Greetings, salutations.
Yes,
this
sir.
is your boy, Vernon Somoza, the manager of champions. What's going on? What's happening?
What's the deal?
Your
What's the
friendly
deal?
neighborhood. Happy Thanksgiving.
Is it? Oh my God. It's about to be Thanksgiving in about 25 minutes. We're going to be
sir.
doing this.
So I just want to wish it to
Turkey
you
Day.
early. Shout out. This is the Sandbox Podcast Network. I said
Yes,
that
sir.
This is the Pay Window Podcast. This is Vernon Somoza. I'm going through it again because I want to make sure I hit all my high points and make sure I get the hot tag to the one, the only. Man, we have figured it out. This is truly my life's deepest friend. This man right here, the man who literally, we have known each other, lived with each other. We have done so much.
No way.
And yes, we are technically now touching tips.
Bring it closer. What are you doing? Thank you.
There it is.
There you go. Touch my, that's our scissor me. That's our version of scissor me. Touch my tip, sir.
My guy, Frank Champion. What's going on, Frank Champion?
That's me. What did I do last time? The whole effing show. I need a new one.
Yes, and there was a very original thing. And so I appreciate it because you did something new, something fresh, something no one has ever heard before.
I got another
on a
one. You
podcast
ready?
medium. Shoot me.
You ready?
Something new.
Shout out to all my peeps out there. You like that one? What do you think of that one? I kind of like salute to them.
I appreciate how you kind of
them.
cupped your hand because it wasn't like an official salute, so you don't want to get heat with the services. So you cupped it.
Because I'm looking for them, you know? But it's low key.
I feel like you're onto something. I feel like you're onto something. A lot of charisma. I feel like you're almost captain-like. You keep reaching for the stars. Get feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Even if you miss, you'll land among them. Let's go.
You're absolutely correct. Hey, you like my WrestleMania commemorative cup?
Well, we're getting banned from the video.
You think they? Hey, wait! I paid for this. I paid for this cup. Okay.
The algorithm does not miss. Y'all have no idea how much stuff we've had cut from the shows.
I'm gonna have to blur out. I'm gonna have to blur out Roman and Brock's
faces because if we're not paying for it, they're like, you cannot use our face, sir. Our likenesses are protected.
I'm mad at that, and I'm gonna have to use the regular Walmart cups I got. That's not right at all.
Oh boy, it is going to be a show today.
Oh, this one's gonna be.
It's gonna be a show today because live on air.
Yeah,
we're having our yearly review. Our yearly review is happening today. Here on Thanksgiving, friends, there is a chance you may hear us.
It is the fourth
being
quarter.
Sent home with our hat in hand, and hopefully, Tiny Tim will have a turkey to eat this year.
Speaking of hat, did you see
of Tiny Tim? What?
I didn't say Tiny Tim. Speaking of hat, did you see the Jake Hager match tonight on Dynamite against Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic title?
I actually am grateful to say no. I did not. I was working, so I'm thankful.
They
to
centered
say
it.
No.
They centered it around his bucket hat.
That.
Yeah, your hat. You're pretty bright.
Super bright.
The match was centered around Jake Hager, Jack Swagger's hat.
How my levels now?
You're good. Did you hear what I said?
Fabulous.
Did you hear what I said?
Hit me with it.
Jake Hager's hat was the focus of the match. Like every time it came off, it was a big deal. He even put on Orange Cassidy's glasses. Yeah, and he put it back on multiple times, like late in the match, near the finish. As well.
Can I ask, was the crowd feeding into it like, and were they cheering every? They were. So
why are you asking that? You know that's what
okay.
happened.
So it was once more that pseudo PWG thing of we're all in on the joke, even though it's a stupid joke. We're all in on it, so we're gonna have fun.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, crowd having fun. Fine, great, love it.
I said that. I was like, it's just a comedy match. It's just a comedy match.
Good for him. Hey, he got on TV.
He's on TV wrestling.
I'm glad that I'm glad there's no time for an FTR match. I'm
Mhm.
glad there's no time for the Briscoes. I'm glad there's no time for take your pick. But
Yeah.
we have time for the comedy match so the fans can get into it, rooting and hooting and tooting about the hat.
I gave that a big thumbs up.
And so, what was that dynamic like? Can I ask that? What's the dynamic when you have two people who their jokes and they know their jokes,
Uh-oh.
and that's the joke that they know their jokes? It's the DJ Khaled syndrome, where at some point the joke almost returns on
Yeah.
itself. And when he's saying snossage in an official McDonald's commercial, it stopped being funny because he was now getting paid to say snossage.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
the humor because now clearly he's in on it. Now he's doing it for the laugh. What the heck am I supposed to do when you've got two guys who everything I've seen of your boy in his hat is the homie with the lisp and all that? I'm not gonna do the list, but you know,
Jack
he bigs up the hat.
Swagger. Jack
He bigs up the
Swagger.
hat. He bigs up the hat. Every and always got to
Yep.
point out the hat.
Yep.
That's his heat. That's his heat. The hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's one of those. It's one of those things where, like, remember in the early days of training where you made jokes in the locker room and there were things that you were funny. They were funny because in the context of the locker room, it's funny. And
Sure.
then sometimes those little jokes made their way into the ring, and it's like you giggle because you're in on it,
But
and
it's
then
not funny to
people
everyone
catch
else.
on, and it's funny
Yeah.
because then everybody gets on it. But then at some point, it's like, okay, but it's just a joke we're laughing at. If you're not in on the joke, you just watch it and go, "What's so funny about the hat?"
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
my
it's-
issue with that because it's an inside joke that only it's an inside joke. No,
That's it.
no
It's an inside joke.
no matter what
I'm sure that started in the back somewhere.
it started on. I bet you it started
Being
on
the
the
elite?
show that
No, it had a
it
hiatus. There's no way.
definitely had to be on Being the Elite. Oh my god!
Okay, let's move on. Let's
So
get to
I
the
watched
first topic.
I
please.
watched Being the Elite.
We're not talking about being the
Can I
elite
tell
right
you?
now. We are
Can I
not
tell
talking
you?
about.
But what you just talked about, how we're off for 6 weeks. All the guest and cameo characters who appear on their show, they had each of them do separate bits
Why
where
are we talking about it?
where we were off for 6 weeks. We're off. What were you doing for 6 weeks? And I was like, really? I just got to tell you, those petty persons. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Let's move on.
Thank
Let's
you.
move on
Can
before
we
I get
start
into
about
it.
the first
Not a
one? We're
fan.
7 minutes in now. Can we
7
talk
minutes.
about
Whose
this?
fault was that? Whose fault was that?
It's yours.
You trying to get me
It's
hot?
yours.
Don't get me hot. Don't get me
Look,
hot.
the boss
talking
is
about
here.
that.
You better watch your tone.
I understand.
Okay?
That's what I'm telling you. The
You
boss
trying to
is
get-
here, and
you
you're
trying
over
to
here
get fired
derailing
today.
the conversation on daggone pettiness. Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. So I wanted to bring this up. I thought I got a photo of him. I slacked. Did I? I'm gonna get one right now. But wanted to bring this up. Happened about 5 days ago. It was the debut of one of the.
We're
I'm not gonna say greatest, but one of the biggest factions of its time in the Shield.
Oh,
You thought I was gonna say like greatest factions ever with the way I worded it?
that's why my head
You
started
didn't know where I
turning. I
was
was
going?
like, "Where are you going? Where are you going with this? Are you going to try to hit
Yeah,
me
no,
with
I
your
wasn't
zinger to see
calling-
my reaction and see like if I'm gonna
no.
freak
No,
out and go
that's not-
what?"
I wasn't gonna call him. I'm not gonna call him one of the greatest factions of all time because there's no way. I wouldn't even put them probably in a top 5 if I had to actually make a list. But there they go. The guys are Shield. Notice how plain their look was when they
Is
first.
that day
debuted.
one?
That's day one. You don't see Ryback in the background. You see Ryback
Where?
in the background on the ground. He got put through a table. They put him through a table.
Oh no! And if you
So
didn't point that out,
have you never seen the Shield
legitimately.
debut? I would love to play it for you, but I can't because the WWE will come for our necks.
I know.
I mean, I can
know-
play it for
I
us and
know
then not
there are-
have it on there. You know,
This is one of the moments where I'm gonna have to admit this is one of those my dark spots. I've maybe seen it in clips and just don't recall it. If you throw me an explanation real quick, a summary of it, what happens?
I'll get it. I'm gonna grab it from Wikipedia.
Is it
I'm
quick?
sure
Is it like a quick deal, or is it like a whole I gotta know stuff to be able to get it?
No. They showed up because Ryback and CM Punk was having a program.
Okay.
They were a part of the debut. Their debut was a part of CM Punk and Ryback's program. They were the mercenaries. I'm reading it now. They were the mercenaries for CM Punk. I feel like it was that's a Vince idea
that was their
because
debut
that's
as
when he
Mercenaries?
because this was CM Punk when he was
I would not have guessed
when CM Punk was the heel. Ryback was the big baby face running through everybody.
What?
Like Ryback was getting compared to Goldberg. You were not around for that at all, huh?
Well, remember the whole CM Punk era.
Yeah, so this is when CM Punk was on top. He had Paul Heyman as his manager.
So I've only seen the bits
guy
because I own the DVD.
Okay.
So I've only seen the best of that. So I know that was in his past.
Right. So
but he was on top, like running roughshod on top.
Who? CM Punk?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the guy. He was the guy, WWE champion, spinner belt.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had to
he won. He had the belt and like was running on top, like
CM
number
Punk.
one guy in the company.
CM Punk. Yes, defeated John Cena.
Okay, I remember that. But I guess I don't remember that long run. So is that?
Then he held it for like 400 some odd days.
Okay, where he did the deal where he took the belt and went up. All right.
Yeah, he was the guy for a very long time.
Okay, I'm just trying to. I guess I'm waiting for you to be like, there's the part where the horrible thing happened to him that he still hates them for.
No.
Okay.
They moved on. They moved on immediately.
Gotcha.
They didn't stay a part of CM Punk's deal for a long time. No,
that's like I was just like, what?
That's
happened?
just how they debuted. They were a part of the program, and that was it. That's all they did, and then they moved on.
Gotcha.
So
what was it like? The debuting gimmick was mercenaries, you said, but then they moved. I guess how did they end up in the combat gear?
Because they were mercenaries.
Oh.
You understand? I just realized I'm giving stuff away. I just realized I had that up the whole time. We're talking the whole damn time. I realized that the Shield, because
I've been staring at it this whole time, looking at it. I'm just going like, wow, man, those guys are young looking.
Yeah,
it's
funny because I'm looking at the other screen. I'm not even paying attention that this thing was up the whole time. But yeah, I mean, look at Roman, no beard, looking like a kid.
Can I tell you? I was like looking at his arms. I'm like, wow, no tattoos.
Yeah.
Seth,
no,
Mox,
not your tribal chief.
Look at Mox. Mox looks like doesn't look like himself at all.
Yeah, it looks like a different guy. Totally different dude. So, like I said, they debuted at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
It allowed Punk to pin Cena to retain. Okay. That's how they debuted. I think they put Cena through a table, if I'm not mistaken, on their debut.
That's a hell of a way to come in. Wow.
I know there's a backstory that for their debut, they were supposed to come out with like riot shields and all that. And then Vince was the story goes, Vince asked them, you guys don't need riot shields and all that other nonsense for your debut, do you? And they were like, no, we don't. So then they just went on without it. That's why they came out looking so plain. Because they were supposed to have helmets, riot shields, all that.
That feels very extra.
Yes, very extra. That was supposed to happen. Yeah.
That feels like it would have been super clunky too. You're gonna walk out with riot.
I think it would have been super hokey for just three guys with riot gear.
What an interesting, what a like twist of fate, right? Like if they just would have had all the stuff they were supposed to have, would we be sitting here going, how goofy was that when they showed up in riot gear?
Would have been like, yo, remember 10 years ago when this failed gimmick, this stupid gimmick where they had riot shields and all that? Could you imagine that?
Man. Instead of being like, they were dressed real plain, weren't they? They were all dressed like
they're just dressed plain. Yeah, that's pretty much what they were. And look at their waists. Look at their waists. Like they have, like they're a holster.
Maglites.
It looks like
got zip ties. What,
brother? I'm telling you, there was more to what they were wearing.
What an interesting
and they just said, you know what? Forget it. We don't need that. But yeah, so they debuted, and then they went on to be one of the most dominant teams in that era.
Yeah. That I'll agree. So I can definitely say I have to agree with that because obviously to this day.
And I mean, look at it now. Look what happened. You've got your tribal chief Roman Reigns. I'll put it up again. Like it hasn't been up long enough. You got your tribal chief Roman Reigns, current. Let me see if I can get this right. Current undisputed WWE heavyweight champion. No, Universal heavyweight champion. Is that how they say it? I don't remember. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, nothing.
Oh, you have your hand up.
I just want to acknowledge my tribal chief.
Oh, that's why you're putting your finger up in the air. They the twos. And we the ones. And you gotta feel Uzi. You always gotta feel Uzi, baby. All right, then you got Seth Rollins.
But I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Side comment. Have you heard what the meaning of that word is?
Yes, I think you put a P in front of it.
Correct.
And that's what
apparently
it is.
That is why it popped him so hard when people started chanting, because it was just like
they have
that's
no
why the
idea
homie had
what
to
they're
turn
chanting.
his face to just be like,
it's hilarious that they have no idea what they're chanting about, right?
Yeah. That's why it just
allegedly
it broke them. Allegedly. That's what allegedly broke them all, because it was like, okay, and he was gonna do it no matter what.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get away with it and make them say it even more and get that word over in that language. There's gonna be T-shirts, you know that. You know there's gonna be T-shirts with Uzi, feeling Uzi. I bet there is right now. Hold on.
That's wonderful. Anyway,
but they spell it.
That was just a side comment.
Side comment. UCEY. Uzi. It's what I say.
Yeah, UCEY.
UCEY. Boom. Hold on now.
Official ones?
Stop it, sir. Just give me a second. All right. For the audio listeners, we have an early Thanksgiving sale that is over in 8 minutes.
Shout out.
And on the screen, we have a men's black, the Bloodline Feeling Uzi t-shirt. Right now, it's $22.99 with the code early25 WWE. Look, I'm doing a promo
for real
because WWE, you need to start letting us use your videos for our podcast. So here comes the ad.
Just commenting.
$22.49 with code early25 WWE. You've got 8 minutes and 9 seconds to use it, from sizes small to 5XL. Feeling Uzi t-shirt. Get your early Thanksgiving sale on courtesy of the Pay Window Podcast of the Sandbox Podcast Network. All right, boom, here we go. All right, let's get back to it.
Major sponsorship money's coming soon.
Back to the regularly scheduled program. Jesus. All right, here we go. All right, so 10 years of the Shield. They were a definite dominant group. I think one of my most memorable things about them, because I know you don't really have any real memories of them.
Sure, I don't want to fan anything, so
yeah. It was when they worked the Wyatt family.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember the pay-per-view.
Oh.
But from what I do remember is that was one of the best matches of the night. I think they stole the show that night. If I remember, they went in. It wasn't really like traditional 6-man. It was more like a car crash.
Okay.
Like they worked, there was tags and all that, but once it started boiling down, let me see if I can find the date for you at least.
Find me something to watch. You know me. If it's some wrestling, I'm in for some wrestling.
Shield versus the Wyatt family. It's on Daily Motion. They went 30-something minutes, it looks like. Let's see. It says Raw. I don't think it was Raw. I feel like it was a pay-per-view they did it. I don't feel like it was a Raw. They're showing me a Raw that they had it, but the Wyatts versus the Shield. Yeah, it looks like it's Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Looks like it's Elimination Chamber. Yep, they have the full match here on WWE.com, unless it's telling me it's going to take me to the network. I don't know. It's not working, but yeah, the Wyatt family versus the Shield, full match. Wow, that was 8 years ago. WWE Elimination Chamber 2014.
Wow.
And this is Wyatt, Harper, Rowan, and then Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose. And I never finished saying what we were saying. You said we were Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. We've got Seth Rollins, United States champion, and on an amazing run. And then you have Jon Moxley now of AEW, who is the 3-time AEW champion now.
Yeah.
Who finally got a break from all the hard work he was putting in for that company. No matter what you critique and say about the company, he was putting in work for them for over a year.
And working independent shows.
Came back. And working indie shows. The dude needed
because
a break.
He wants to.
Right. Because he definitely didn't need to, but because he wants to. So all three of those dudes are at the top of the industry, if you would say so. I believe. Yeah. Tribal Chief, one of the major players on Raw, top champion in a different company. Yes. Yeah. From where they started 10 years ago. I mean, I guess they were right on that one.
They came in on top, and they've been on top since.
And you've heard the rumor where CM Punk says he wanted Chris Hero.
Yeah. Well, the rumor was that Chris Hero was originally slated to be the original member.
Yeah, instead of Roman Reigns. They wanted Roman Reigns.
I feel like you and I talked about that one time. I called you on the phone and we chatted about that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry if the pouring of water is coming up on the mic, but
Oh, by
no,
the way,
yeah,
shout out to if you're listening to this, you can get this on Spotify, Anchor, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and Stitcher. You can hit
damn,
us up on audio
hit
and
you
listen
with
to us
that.
there as well. Just want to throw that out there real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead
Give you a
with the
chance to
bear.
throw that out.
Look at us doing. Look at it. It took us only 20 episodes to start throwing some advertisements in there ourselves.
Trying, man.
I guess.
Trying.
All right.
Learning.
So, is there anything else you want to say about the Shield before we move on?
Nah, man, it's all you.
Yeah, I think I said enough. I think we should go ahead and move on. We're doing good with time right now. So let's bring up your favorite girl, your favorite worker, Marina Shafir. She had some spicy things to say. I mean, I guess it was spicy. You think it was spicy? It was probably mild.
I don't know if it was
mild.
Spicy, perhaps more provocative, I guess. It was just more like, it was just provocative. It really, because it was a throwaway comment. If you think about it, who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, let me blow this up. I have this on
because let's be honest, she didn't go on ESPN radio to say this. She didn't go on.
It was a podcast.
Exactly.
Renee.
She didn't go on a Renee. She went on and a podcast for someone who works for the. So it whatever. It could have been a word. Who cares?
Yeah, who knows? All right, so what if nobody knows what we're talking about? Marina Shafir had some choice words on Renee Paquette's Paquette. I feel like it's pocket. Like pocket.
I'll go with that.
It just feels more natural to say on her podcast. It might be Paquette, but I feel like
I feel like it's Paquette.
It might be Paquette, but it might be the English way to say it.
True.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro. So, anyway, she had some words about why the 4 horsewomen of MMA and the 4 horsewomen of the WWE never had a match or never had a program or a storyline or anything ever. I'm just gonna let her talk. I'm gonna let her do her thing and let her explain it, and then we'll touch on it. How's that sound?
Sure. We'll give our opinion on it.
All right. So I hope I have the audio on. Let me see. Yeah, the audio should be on.
I mean, that's where like the organic side comes to, where it's like, okay, we've got you guys on one side, but then there's Charlotte, Sasha, Bailey, Becky. We've got like those 4 horsemen. Everyone was like salivate. I can't believe we never got that, by the way. Like, I still can't believe that never happened. Like, oh my God.
Egos were at play. There's too many fucking cooks in the kitchen sometimes.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. And
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's where, like, I never knew this, but, like, I just feel like professional wrestling was a little bit more exclusive back in the day.
Sure.
It wasn't just about, like, politicking. It was just about, like, really showing respect, not kissing ass and, like, not feeling like you have to give something up of yourself to take it to the next level.
Yeah, yeah.
Evolving, yeah, but, like, stripping yourself, like, I don't know.
I mean, that's where like the organic side comes.
All right, I didn't want that to loop. What were you saying now?
That's because that just feels like there's more to that, right? Like that ending comment feels like there's more to this. The stripping yourself. You don't want to strip yourself. It's like
but she said egos. What does she mean by that? What egos?
That's
what
why
egos
I tell
were in
you.
play?
I have no idea. You have 4 MMA women. 4 MMA women.
Picture.
Right? That 4 MMA women who I'm not an MMA person. So if you tell me the 4 MMA women, MMA 4 horsemen, whatever, horsewomen, I don't know who the heck that is.
So let's be honest. Okay. In MMA, it was Ronda. See, there goes a picture. It was Ronda, and then her friends also fought in MMA.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Big Bro, you can help me there. Did they win titles? Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir, and Shayna Baszler as MMA fighters. Did they win titles?
Duke?
Yeah, Jessamine Duke. That's her name. I'll get the picture.
I think Baszler came close, but I don't know about the other 2.
Of course, that's the picture I can't use. All right, maybe that's one. That's one there. It's because it's a different file for horsewomen. I'm gonna get it up, and I'm gonna get it up on the screen for us. Okay, boom, boom. I'm gonna pop it up now so you can know who am I talking about when I say Jessamine Duke. Jessamine Duke in the ring was not good at all. In the wrestling ring. Are you talking about MMA? All right, so this picture's kind of blurry. Vern.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so for the audio listeners,
okay.
For the audio listeners,
That was
sir,
at a
we got
takeover.
Ronda on the far left. We got Shayna Baszler holding up the 4. Marina Shafir behind her, and then screaming at the top of her lungs is Jessamine Duke. Okay, so
That's
you got that
Marina.
That's Marina Shafir right here. It's not a flattering picture, but you know.
Wow, I didn't know that was her. I'd have never known that was Marina. Wow,
That was Marina Shafir. So they were the 4
doesn't look like
horsemen.
the
That's
same
what she was
person.
talking
Wow.
about. They even had a segment. I would love to play it, but you know, WWE hook a brother up. You know what I'm saying?
All of them had a segment on
They had a
WWE
segment
TV?
where they kind of had a stare down with each other. I think when Charlotte and Ronda were the focus for a match, they all had a stare down with each other.
Was it at that takeover?
I don't remember. I couldn't tell you. I just remember that I have that memory. I can't tell you what pay-per-view. I've seen too many at this point to be able to pinpoint exactly which one. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not that kind of brainiac.
Copy. I can Google that.
To do that. Yeah. I'm sure you can look it up and you'll see it. They should have had something, but it never went anywhere. But yeah, okay, so Eagles were in play. What could she be talking about?
Someone didn't want to work with somebody. The WWE trained girls who felt that they were better than the MMA stars who are MMA stars who are trying to come into the wrestling world. That's the only thing I could think of that would make sense.
So, okay, what was the complaint that people were saying about? Let's go back to an episode we did a while ago, right? It just popped up in my head when you were talking. Sasha Banks and Naomi. Remember we did the whole deal when they were leaving, right?
Egos.
Because all around the same time as MJF as well, right?
Yep.
So my question is, maybe Sasha, what was the deal? They said Sasha wasn't comfortable with working some of the girls that were in that multi-woman match that night, right?
That was
people were alluding to Doudrop and someone else. I can't remember. Maybe Dana Brooke or something like that. I can't remember the other person, but remember that's what Sasha was saying. So what if her way of saying egos? I'm just speculating. I'm throwing it to the wall to see if it makes sense and sticks. What if she's trying to say, "Hey, it's Sasha that didn't want to work us because she thought we were unsafe because we didn't know how to work yet. We were green. We were quote unquote green. Maybe that could have been a reason, right?
You think that's why she said the whole thing about back in the day was about respect and not about politicking?
I don't know. I don't know where she
that
gets
would make
that
sense.
Because
that's the take that's bizarre to me. Is it used to be about respect. When did it stop being about respect? I didn't get the take
right
there.
Okay,
so I don't know what you're referring to.
So that's why I'm gonna do this as far as credentials. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this as far as credentials. So Shayna Baszler had 15 wins. She had 26 fights. She had 15 wins, 13 by submission, 11 losses. She got knocked out 7 times. She lost 3 times by decision, and she tapped 1 time. She's only knocked out a person once, and she lost by she won by decision once. But she's been knocked out 7 times. She was a bantam, feather, and lightweight. Wow. She was trained by Josh Barnett as an MMA fighter. That is her shoot name, Shayna Baszler.
Wow.
And she's 42 years old. She's born 1980. Yep, she's 42 years old. She was trained in wrestling by Josh Barnett, Mercedes Martinez, and the Performance Center. So that's why awesome. It makes sense how she works because Mercedes Martinez had a hand in training her.
Those forearms, you saying that? Those forearms she throws?
Yeah.
Those
Mercedes
forearms just made a whole lot of sense. Wow. I can see like a lot of Mercedes in there now. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. Now that I've seen that. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So Marina Shafir's MMA record. What'd you say? I'm glad you remember that. Marina Shafir's MMA record is 1-2. She won 1 match by submission. She has 2 losses, both by knockout. She wrestled. She worked in MMA for 4 years.
As what?
She was I don't know, a punching bag.
I don't understand.
She was 5-0 in amateur. Somebody said, "Hey, maybe you should go up now," and that was the wrong idea.
And she got warned.
She was judo. She was a featherweight. trained by the Performance Center. So she's a Performance Center girl. Man, they must have said, nah, it ain't it. Because they don't usually get rid of their Performance Center people like that. They take the time.
And she was there for 4 years, no?
The WWE, she debuted in 18, 3 years. She's been AEW since last year.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, Jessamine Duke, MMA record.
Okay,
all right. So this is the point I was about to make. Okay, and it's something that was said on a comment on the Twitter post. So I'm gonna go back to that in a second. So Jessamine Duke had a total of 9 MMA fights,
okay.
3 wins,
Yikes.
5 losses, 1
Yikes.
no contest. She's had her 3 wins was each by a knockout, submission, and a decision. 2 knockouts. She got knocked out twice, submitted once, and lost by decision twice, and then had a no contest. Again, she was 5-2 in her amateur fights. She was a bantamweight and a featherweight. She's 36 years old. So, wow. Okay, this is what I was gonna say. So let me see here. All right, where we are. We're here, right? Those girls barely have any MMA experience. The only one who had any true success out of those 4 girls in their world, remember I said that,
Correct.
in their world was Ronda Rousey. Okay?
So they're not big deals at all, the rest of them.
No.
Then why do we act like that? Why do we act? But okay.
The women of the WWE were all decorated by that point. Maybe not Becky as much, but Bayley, Sasha, and Charlotte all had titles upon titles. Granted, it's a work and everything.
In the eyes of the fan, yeah.
In their world, they are not equivalent to the world of the WWE.
That's not a bad take.
And here's another hot take that somebody took. The very first comment on this post from Renee's page, it says by Monet Season, at Sa Jizzle,
Why are you shouting out ads? I thought you calling people out.
It says, pretty sure it never happened because Marina and Jessamine were green as I'm putting the duck there. I'm putting the duck. All right, I'm putting the duck there. 32-41. Green as yes, sir. So that makes sense too.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, no, that to me makes absolute sense. It's the only reason I would say I don't know if I'd be okay with that. I'm working these shoot fighters and you're a big hot angle and you're on the come up, and I understand once more fan booking.
Yep.
Wrestling
reality.
Fan booking would have said, let's make it happen. Who cares?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll have an awful match that people will talk about because it'll just be something we pan.
Right.
Or we'll never make it happen in ring, but people can fantasy book it for the rest of their lives and think how great it could have been, it would have been, and realize that in their minds, it'll have been better than what it could have been in reality.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say right when you were done, but you got it. All right. So I think we said enough about that. There wasn't much there. I do want to talk about these next 2 things, and we're going to bring up the boss now. So here comes
this is
our
it.
evaluation.
Here it is, our yearly evaluations, friends. So it's been fun. It's been joyful.
All right,
I want to tell y'all, Frank Champion, he's a jerk because he didn't tell me we were having our live.
I'm a jerk.
How do you spring this on somebody? How do you say, like, hey, so by the way, we're having our live reviews tonight. So if we don't do well, we're done. We're canned.
Listen,
like, I didn't realize.
We're 20 episodes in.
I'm happy we did
get
20.
To do another 20.
I'm just saying, I'm glad we did 20. But I realized that geez, just like that.
You know what? I'll do this. Let me get those headphones. We'll switch. I got it. Hold on. And then you use those because that's more wire. All right. Bam. Can you hear anything?
This is live.
Vern. You hear me, sir?
Of course I can hear you.
Oh, man, it sounds so good in here. Why you got to talk to me like that? You're upset with me now because we got the boss here? Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest, right?
First time ever. This is amazing.
First guest on our show. This is the 20th episode. We don't have a name for this episode yet.
Word, we don't got a big name. We should just say it. This is the Big Boss episode right here.
This is the Big Boss Man. We're going to call it Big Boss Man.
Level up. Yeah, exactly.
Right there. Big Boss Man. All wrestling related.
Yeah, man.
I like it.
Just the Big Boss Man comes in.
Wow, I like it.
Sir, we are here. Shout out to you.
It's Thanksgiving now. Happy Thanksgiving, Vern. It's
Happy
12:09.
Thanksgiving. Word. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy
Oh,
Turkey
midi
Day.
already. Wow,
12:09.
okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So
Heck yeah.
we got the boss here. It's our yearly
The
evaluation.
boss of the Sandbox Podcast Network. Let's
Brother
go.
DSP. Do your thing, man. Go ahead and get your
Word up.
calls out. Do
It
your
is
thing. Go ahead.
it is me, brother DSP, your friendly neighborhood media personality. How are you doing this evening? I'm so glad to be on here on the pay window. You know, this was actually like my idea. Oh, I gotta take credit when it's due.
It definitely is. It
Heck
definitely
yeah.
is his idea, bro.
We always talked about it, and you're the who said, why don't y'all just do it?
Just
Yeah,
do
I'm
it.
talking
Just
about it.
Just do it.
Yep.
Just do it, bro.
It's absolutely
'Cause
correct.
we
You just
definitely
kept
talked
going.
about it forever in 10 days and just never did it.
We were having. Let's go behind the scenes now before we get into what we were going to talk about.
What up.
Yeah.
We were struggling to find a means to record this. Like
Right.
we had the idea of, we can just record the audio through our Audacities,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then, but the video, how are we going to do the video? We have
Facts.
trouble with the video. And then the big bro came up with the idea of using this website because he heard of this website through someone else. Shout out Stan Michael.
Right.
Big up.
Yep, big up Stan Michael. Trying to get him back out here for some more shows too, by the way. And
Definitely.
he's trying to get me on the show on Rockland
Yeah.
next year too.
Yeah.
So Vern, we definitely doing them shows in Rockland, bro.
Word.
We have
Word.
to.
I want to get a New York promoter's license. I want to get a license in New York.
Oh,
If you got a license in New York, we're definitely running shows, dude. I'll tell Shay, we're bringing the U-Haul.
oh
We're
man.
using the low boy.
And
I
it's
just wanna see what it
actually
is.
on the road.
Yeah.
I want to see what it costs. Why not?
Yeah, no, I think a license ain't that much. All right, we're going off.
All
we're
right,
going
tangent.
off.
I know.
Crazy
That's
tangent.
what
Crazy
we
tangent.
do.
So we're here with the big bro. What was I going? Oh, peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Right. He was the one that had came up with the idea to use a StreamYard. Like I said that already, I believe, but whatever.
Yeah.
It was his idea to use a StreamYard because we were using how many different things? We tried Discord. Discord didn't work.
Yes.
We tried another one that you found, and it was kind of like StreamYard, but it was
so much harder.
The latency was horrible. It was horrible.
Okay.
And then you were the one that put us on StreamYard, and we tried it with the free trial,
Yeah.
and it was kind of choppy.
Right.
But then you got the pay version. All of a sudden, the data opens up.
The
for you,
blow
you
up
know
was
what I'm saying?
amazing.
Yeah. It was totally different. Right.
It's wild.
The-
So, yeah.
Right.
The streaming was capable.
All right, so here we go. We're 20 episodes in right now. I would say we're about a quarter into the 20th episode.
Mhm.
This one's now called The Big Boss Man. I love the name.
Mhm.
Brother DSP.
Yes.
Brother DSP, our friendly neighborhood.
We got
media
it's
personality.
our evaluation time.
Oh,
You got to evaluate us, sir. You got to let us know how we've been doing.
Voila.
Have we been meeting the criteria? How the quota been? The viewership? Did we reach our numbers? Our ad revenue? Well,
One thing I could honestly say is that I'm starting to see more people are tapping into the episodes.
okay.
More followers on the IG. Although Bravo's been
I'm slacking. I'm slacking.
But I found
Vern, I think you need to take over the IG page.
I found a way to make him a collaborator, so all he has to do is hit, accept, and then boom, it's right up there on the page. So
Make it easy for me. Make it easy for me. Oh, just press this button.
Okay, boom,
Done.
You know what I mean?
Done,
and
sir.
ever since that started, and you started to get more content on that page, the followers started coming on too.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay.
You know,
This
what I mean?
guy's got it.
we got
man.
a-
He's got
Thank
it.
goodness we got a boss who knows what he's doing, because it's up to us.
We would have had no idea.
It'd be just me and you.
Listen,
it'd be
I
us
made
watching
the
this.
page. I made the page. That'd be our only viewers. Hey, listen,
Facts.
the last one. Here's something ironic. 33 and a third chance.
Yep.
You see the
Yeah.
view number on it?
Uh-huh.
33 views.
33
Stop
views. Yeah, serious,
God.
bro. I geeked when I saw
Shout
that.
out, Shay. Our numbers be up and down, but hey, they're there.
I
They're
mean,
there.
it's potting. That's part of potting. Bro.
Yeah, it's cool. I love
That's
it.
all it is, yeah.
I don't mind it at all. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. All right. So, is there anything you want to talk about before we get into these two?
Let's get
two
in.
things you got?
Let's get into
Which one do you want to do first?
Scotty Too Hottie, because I don't
All
think I know what that one is.
All right, Scotty Too Hottie is just a wild one in my opinion. I don't know
What
about
did he
you,
do?
Vern.
What happened?
Okay. So go ahead, Vern. Go ahead. You want me to,
No,
talk,
no,
you want me
please.
to talk about
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
first?
talk about it.
All right,
Talk about
all
it. Yeah,
right,
yeah, please,
all
please.
right.
Set this up. Set this up.
All right, so here we go. I'm reading at an angle now. That's why we're both
Looking that way.
this
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yep. So this is from.
Why are you guys doing wrestlers watching television? you guys are both doing wrestlers watching TV.
All right. This is from the most sketchiest named website. If I were to type this in, I would assume I'm going to not something that does gaming, TV, movies,
content.
wrestling. And
Oh,
tech.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
It's called X-Fire. Listen,
Like, come
you're
on,
definitely
bro.
Type the word X.
getting a.
I'm going to type the word X into this browser over here,
Yeah.
big bro, and let's see what if videos doesn't pop up for me first.
Yeah, sure does. Sure does.
So, like I said,
Right.
writing the word X and then putting fire after it, even the logo, the pink.
Right.
This is. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. I'm popping up on the screen.
You
real
gonna share
quick.
it?
I'm gonna share. Boom. There it is. Just look at it, y'all. What is going on?
Maybe
Vern.
it used to be an old site
No
that
reason.
was about
There's
that.
no
Right.
reason. There's no reason. It's being provocative for no reason.
Right. That's like that porn XT. That's like what that is, man.
Oh man.
Just oh my lord. I'm not even gonna talk about what I saw last time. Remind me about that off the air. Remind me of the promo with Nikita Lyons. Write it down. Nikita Lyons promo with the tag team champions, the KC girls. I call them KC because their names are real long. All right, so let's get to this. So
Yeah, what's going on with this?
X-Fire here has an article about Scotty 2 Hotty deleting his Twitter account after contentious remarks spark outrage. I'm gonna read a little subline there. The American professional wrestler was flooded with criticism and accusations of sexism.
Oh wow.
So I'm gonna read this real quick. Excuse me. Let me
Can't
take
wait
a
to-
swig.
Can't wait to see what he says here.
Oh yeah, so you have no idea about
I have
this.
no idea about
Oh,
this.
this is perfect. Have you read this, Vern?
Great. Oh yeah, I know the story. Come
Okay.
on.
All right, cool. All right,
You're the guy who tells me, Vern, get out of the basement. So I know every little rumor.
That's fact.
Get out of
That's
the
fact.
basement.
That is a fact. I always tell them to get out of the
You're
basement.
banned
I
from
tell
the
them I'm
basement.
gonna get them out of the basement. I'm gonna lock it
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna burn it,
And
and
burn
he
the
can't ever
basement
get
down.
get back down there.
Down to the foundation.
Yep.
every morning, I gotta go down and
Something
say,
from the
look what I've
basement.
read today.
Oh, God. All right, so let's go. This is by Caleb Sama from 4 days ago. Former WWE wrestler Scott Ronald Garland, better known as Scotty 2 Hotty, has found himself at the center of a Twitter storm. I'm nervous. The boss is here. Has found himself in the center of a Twitter storm following contentious remarks he posted online. That's literally what you just.
Yeah, that's the headline.
I hate that. The professional wrestler had maintained a low profile ever since he left WWE. However, his recent Twitter post expressing his opinion on intergender matches was met with disdain by many users. In the tweet, Scotty wrote, and I'm just going to read it from down here instead of the quote. Scott Garland here at the Scott Garland, which is now gone. Dear promoters, I do not fight, in quotes, women. I'm 49 and have a 29-year-old daughter. Hurting women isn't appealing to me. Actually, I do have to use that. I understand that there are men that do it these days. It's just not my thing. If that makes me old or out of touch, I'll take it. Please stop trying to book it. Which is pretty logical.
Right. That's what I'm sitting here. I'm like,
Okay, so let me keep reading.
where's the sexism?
From the former tag team champion proceeded to accept that in the past he had fought in intergender matches, but that was a different time of his life.
Right.
Also, before my matches from 20 plus years ago with Linda Miles, Chyna, or any other woman are brought up, I know what I did. It was a different time, a different place, and I wasn't a father to a 20-year-old daughter. Despite justifying himself, Scotty's statements evoked anger with a number of Twitter users accusing him of sexism. Overwhelmed by the negative response, Scotty deactivated and deleted his Twitter account, but screenshots of the original tweet had already been saved. There's another tweet here by somebody. It says Session Moth Martina.
Because this is the person who he was going to be booked against. That's
okay.
So just say
She said earlier this year. So Session Moth Martina posted this at 5 a.m. on the 18th. Scotty was asked to wrestle me earlier this year, and he couldn't have been more polite and kind when explaining his reasons not to, which I completely accepted and understood. So we tagged versus two guys. Okay, it was great. Let's leave him alone and let him have his morals.
Right, his morals.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, that's that. That's that. So that you don't have to read any of that.
he was getting attacked by people from the basement. I'll say.
Well, this is just Twitter now. Twitter is
Twitter is
toxic
filth
as hell anyway.
Twitter is filth now.
Right.
So the
But
man,
wrestling Twitter was not having it. Wrestling Twitter was not feeling
They
the
were-
fact
wait,
that he said this.
wrestling Twitter was really upset with what he said, like saying that I can't do this because I have a 20-year-old daughter and I don't want to portray myself like that.
Yeah.
Because
it's
he's wrestled
weird.
women. He's wrestled women before. What's he? All of a sudden, he can't wrestle women. All of a sudden,
Well, yes,
that was
because he has a
a lot
20-year-old
of the
daughter.
a lot of the
That's
justification.
like
crazy.
I would.
A lot
I
of
don't
the
know.
justification was the whataboutism, right? You've done it before, so what about now? And as you said, right? He's different. He's evolved.
I'm a different man
Yeah, I'm a different
now.
man.
Like, wait a minute.
Like people don't
You're
change.
a sexist. You're a sexist. You think
I
you're too
can't
good to
believe-
wrestle women now. You're one of those old timers who can't get with it, so you refuse to wrestle women. It was vicious, man. It was
That's
vicious.
wild.
I can't believe they threw that label on him. Sexism? Like,
Sexist is crazy. Like
that's
how?
crazy.
But can we just talk about real quick just the headline of this article?
Yeah.
Oh, let me go back.
Can we just
Hold
talk
on.
about the headline of this article?
Deletes
and
Twitter
so now
account
that we've
after
just read
contentious
the
remarks.
tweets, we've read it all. Okay.
Come on.
Scotty Tuhati deletes his Twitter account after contentious remarks.
Right.
The definition of that. Causing or likely to cause an argument, controversial,
How? His remarks were
involving
controversial
heated
at all.
argument, given to arguing or provoking argument.
None
He
of
wasn't trying to provoke an argument.
that. His remarks were contentious at all.
So I'm just saying. So for Caleb Sama, who wrote this article,
Yep.
shout out to you. I appreciate your journalism, but why would you like? I was like, you set the stage for writing this article. The stage was set like, yo, by the way, check out what this dirtbag just did, and it's like,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
hold on.
He didn't really
What
say
did
no.
he-
When Franny was reading the article, like the headline, I'm like, oh, he must have said some shit.
Right.
You're
then
waiting
when
for
I'm-
something
Yeah.
spicy.
And when I'm looking, I'm like,
Oh, so this
sounds
is just
pretty
barbecue
decent
sauce.
to me. Right.
Right.
I'm like, it's
Right.
not hot sauce. It's barbecue,
This is barbecue sauce.
Exactly.
Like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Like, wait a minute.
exactly. Like, I'm like,
You
wait
told
a
me this
minute.
was spicy chicken. This is plain, bro.
Right.
Like,
This
what
is
are you?
barbecue sauce. Okay,
This is
thanks.
what are we doing? What are we
That
doing?
was so weird. Yeah, I
Nah,
don't know.
it was.
And that's
it was.
Can
it
we
was
say
over the top. That's today's culture.
That's the times we're in. Now?
That's today's culture, bro.
Man, like, so this is where I'm at with wrestling Twitter right now. It's just like, all right, hold on, y'all. Because they got the man to delete his tweet. The homie was like, I'm
Dude,
done.
they
I'm
must-
cool. I don't
That's
They
need
not
it.
my
must have
Twitter
went
account.
crazy. Yeah,
I don't need it.
they must have went crazy on him, bro. The DMs, the tweets, the all that, bro. They probably went
Oh,
crazy.
you know he got
Off
death
of-
threats too. I bet.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Off of
people are
not
crazy
wanting
enough.
to wrestle women.
Yeah. You said. I hope you DIE. You sexist pig.
Yeah, that's
You
crazy.
blah blah blah. You know he got those messages, bro.
That's
You know he
crazy,
did.
bro.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, but
Scotty Tuhati. We're not talking about a guy who, like, the guy, didn't he quit the business to go be a paramedic and be a firefighter in his
Something
hometown
like
of
that.
Maine?
yes,
Something like that.
EMT
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
hometown of Maine?
yeah.
But
This
he's-
guy just wants to wrestle and be a firefighter, and people were
But
setting him
because he
death
doesn't want to
threats.
wrestle women, he's sexist.
He's sexist. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
Like if he said, "I don't want to wrestle women because I think they're lesser than me,
or they're weaker than
or they're
me. Yeah.
weaker," and it doesn't make sense
He
because
didn't
they're
say
weaker
that.
than me,
He said, I just
then it's
don't
like,
want that
okay, you're
imagery.
saying something that's can be that way because they're not better than me because I'm a man. That sounds kind of sexist.
Yeah, that's sexist. Yes.
I don't want to wrestle women because I have a adult daughter,
20-year-old daughter.
and I don't feel comfortable being in the ring with another woman.
Or if he just said, I don't wrestle them.
Okay.
Right.
I don't wrestle.
Right.
I don't wrestle those kind of people.
Those
Right.
kind of
like
people.
that you were like, whoa, wait,
that's-
Whoa,
right.
that's
Scotty,
left.
calm down.
That's
Like he didn't
confusing.
say
Scotty.
anything
Okay.
crazy. That's nonsense.
It's crazy.
That's nonsense.
He,
I-
said-
I-
he didn't say
that's
something,
fine.
right? That made you wait, Scotty, hold on.
Right.
Let's
Nah,
take
he
a
didn't
step
say,
back.
yo,
Let's take
bro,
a step
if
back.
anything, I would applaud the man for what he
Right.
said.
Yes.
Right.
Presenting
Absolutely.
your, I may not agree with your opinion, but you present it in a way that, hey, you know what? Okay,
I
Sure.
can't be mad at it.
Sure.
Right.
There's
that's a
nothing wrong
logical
with that.
take.
Yes.
I don't agree with the take, maybe, but hey, right? Like, but man,
Bro, like,
and you know me, I'm always talking about this intergender thing, right? I don't fully get the 50-50 intergender booking anymore,
right,
but
right.
it's a change in the times. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now that it's just any show. We literally off air were watching a death match, but an intergender death match
Yeah,
that
that's
just broke out of
crazy.
nowhere. And
That's
right,
crazy.
what was it like? The one girl took a power bomb off the ring apron to the floor through a barbed wire covered table.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that was just a spot in the match.
Yeah, it was just went through. Remember, she did a choke slam, a avalanche choke slam from the top rope.
Yo.
So I get it. We're at a point where it's video games, but Either
Right.
way, it's still real people. Like
it's funny. We're about to talk about that show.
It's
We're
still
literally
real
about to talk about that
people.
show.
It's
Yeah.
still real people. It's like, I guess, okay, if y'all want to watch a lady fall 20 feet on a concrete
On
All right.
a barbed wire
Bro,
door.
no lie.
to no sell it, just to no sell it, so you can all go, she's hardcore, she's hardcore, she's hardcore.
I'm good on that.
All
I'm good
right,
on that.
that's what I'm saying, right? Like
Right.
at this point, what's left to prove? If you've never fallen on barbed wire, why would you want
Why
to?
would you do
Right.
that?
Yeah,
That cuts
hit it?
through
Hit the
flesh
GC.
like-
Let's go to
Let's go to
GCW.
GCW.
Scotty Too Hottie, you ain't do
So
nothing
boss
wrong,
man,
bro.
I'm glad boss man to hear that, because here's another one, man. This is another
This is
one.
another
this one.
Because when this
yeah.
happened, you were the first person I thought of. I said, we got to get brother DSP, man. I want to hear his take on this stuff, because
Yeah.
I was like, you're a man
This-
who you're cultured and all these things, and it's like I was like, maybe we might have a lukewarm take on this stuff, but this is
Right.
like, what's going on?
Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna
this
get
right here
the
is
article
another.
up first.
I guess this is something you could actually say. This guy is somewhat outdated.
Yes, yes. All right.
That's funny. That's good contrast. I like
So
that.
this is from Fightful.com, a more mild named
right,
site.
right.
This is from Fightful.com. It says GCW comments on Chris Hamrick using offensive language during GCW Aura, donates his pay to nonprofit.
Wow.
This was by Colin
Wow.
by Colin Tessier. This was also on November 20th. Busy day.
Right.
Sunday was a busy day for wrestling in the wrestling news world, I guess.
That's crazy.
GCW commented on Chris Hamrick's remarks at the GCW Aura event in Providence, Rhode Island. I think I might want to play the clip first before I do this.
Sure. Yeah. Because this is all the results of what happened.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right here and then I'll
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
On November 20th, Hamrick competed in a scramble match during the event, and before the match began, he used the derogatory language that was directed at two fans in the crowd. Excuse me. I will now play
How
said clip.
specific is that? That is
I
just
will
so
now-
specific. And
Right.
2 fans? Really? 2?
Yeah,
Not
two
3?
exact fans. All right, so we have it queued up.
All right.
For the
man.
audio listener, Chris Hamrick is on the top right of our screen. If you then go to YouTube to watch this, you're going to see it. Top right of our screen, and he's got a microphone in hand. He just took it from the ring announcer. It's a scramble match. One of the kids I know is down here, Dustin Waller. Here I go name dropping. He's
Yep.
getting a little name on him from
What-
Working Indies.
If I could just be a spoiler, just watch his face, brother. Watch his
Ugh.
face.
That's one of the reasons why I pointed it out, because you pointed it out to me earlier.
Yeah, watch his
Because
face.
I just watch his mug when he says what he says. For the audio people and the video people that are watching it, I will censor this. We're gonna watch it raw
Yes.
with what exactly he says, but I will censor this because I'm not gonna allow what he
Yeah.
says to be on our platform and
Correct.
we get backlash for it, because
Right.
we don't want that.
No.
We're just letting the
an
news out
opinion
and
on
letting
it.
people know and
Giving
our
an opinion on it. We're just folks giving an opinion.
Okay,
Right.
so Hamrick, let's quick little background on Hamrick. Can you help me here? He worked up to WWF, not house shows, jobber matches. Like there's a famous one with 1, 2,
Talent
3 Kid.
enhancement, sir.
Oh, sorry, talent enhancement. Sorry,
come
enhancement
on,
talent.
man.
So his famous spot, he would jump through the top between the top and middle ropes and bump on his back to the floor. That was like his big spot. That was like the Hamrick. Yeah,
Splat to the
the Hamrick
floor
bump.
like he was
It's
dead.
called the Hamrick bump.
Yep.
I will show it to you if I can get it
That
quick.
is crazy.
Yeah, the Chris Hamrick bump. Here it goes. I'll show it to you quick on.
I was like, we could
Actually,
hear it
I think you know what? You think the WWF will come for us for 14 seconds
now. Yes.
after the W advertisement I gave them, and I'm using your cup? Nah, we're doing it. We're doing it.
I'll get you
Folks,
Here we go.
I'll see you later.
See you in
We'll be
15
back
seconds,
later.
y'all.
See you in 15 seconds, y'all.
to the
Straight
floor.
to the
There was
floor,
no
sir.
padding then, right?
No,
it's on the blue padding. That's on the blue padding.
Oh,
the
okay,
wrestling.
okay.
That's the
Still,
wrestling
though.
mats, though,
Still,
which are very thin.
those are like gym mats.
Those are exactly
Yeah.
what they are. Exactly
yeah,
what they are.
nah,
But one of his
that's
big
crazy.
spots, was ECW run. The ECW runs where I remember him, where he used to come out
Yeah.
with the rebel. He wore the Confederate flag.
The
His
Confederate
nickname was
flag, yeah.
Confederate Currency, Chris
Yeah,
Hamrick.
Chris
Yeah,
Hamrick.
yeah,
Yep, because
I
he was with
remember
who? What that had to do with money.
with Hot Commodity, with Easy Money, Electric, and
Money.
Julio De Niro.
I'm glad you
Julio
remember all
De
that.
Niro.
Easy Money, Julio De Niro. Good old ECW.
That was definitely a Paul Heyman gimmick.
Oh, man. All right, so we're going to play what Hamrick says. Again, we will censor what he says. But y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Make it
Ready
happen.
to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, let's hit it.
This is crazy.
Hoping to cement his place in game changer.
That is such low audio.
It is low audio, too. I'll boost it up.
Oh
I'm the
boy.
one with the microphone. That makes you shut the fuck up.
Ow. It's not making any friends, is it? Dude?
You are a face down, so pillow fight. Shut up.
Golly.
Look at that dude's face. He's like, whoa, what did you just say?
Look at you. You're mad because your mom and dad, your mama wanted a girl, your daddy wanted a little boy.
Well,
They cut his mic.
He took it from him.
No, the audio went out
Yeah,
before
yeah.
he took it.
Yep.
Let's get this match underway. Enough talking.
They were like, sir,
There is the
I don't think you can say that. So we're gonna cut your mic. We'll make it like it's
All
part
right,
of the
so
show.
we're gonna stop there.
Yeah, that. Ooh, this day and age,
You can't do that.
ugh,
Cannot do that, sir.
ugh.
All right, so let's start with DSP. DSP, your thoughts, sir?
What's the word I want to use here? We'll go with outdated because you don't have to say things like that to get heat anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was that guy a homosexual? Does anyone know?
How would he know? How
That's
would he
what I'm
know?
saying.
Wow.
Like, I mean, even
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
was just like,
With how descriptive he was.
bro,
It's
went
like he knew him
face-
personally.
Right. That's why I was like, I'm asking, like, was the guy a
Think about it,
homosexual?
Vern.
Like,
Listen to
did
what he
know him?
said.
Well,
It's like he knew
but
the
it's-
person.
So, but what do you mean? It's a BS throwaway heel comment. It's a throwaway.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
trying
of
to,
course
I'm
it was.
trying to
Of
get
course it
heel.
was. Of course it was.
But so, man, this is
But the
where,
way he
and so
said
this
it,
is
it's
where
like,
I
wow,
was
why'd you get so descriptive? Like Jesus.
to get heat.
But he did drop the F bomb though.
I bet it worked. I bet it worked in the 90s. I bet that worked
Oh,
in the 90s.
absolutely. Like
You don't-
Vern said, he came out with a Confederate flag on.
Yeah.
You can't
So
do
he
that
was-
now.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
can't do that now.
No, you can't.
You know?
That's the problem. You can't do it now. That's the
It's-
thing, Vern. We talked about this earlier, Vern. like
I
a couple
know,
days
but
ago.
like, but could you imagine Tracy Smothers would have done the Tracy Smothers deal? Remember from the what was it? WrestleFest. Was it WrestlePalooza? That show where he wrestled Mia was it no Sue Young? Is that her
Sue
name?
Young. I think it was
Is
Sue
that her
Young.
name? That she does like the horror gimmick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
Sue Young.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Sue
Sue
Young.
Young.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So Sue Young, he works Sue Young, and he cuts this ridiculous like anti-Muslim promo to start the show. Do you remember this? I
Yeah.
sent it to you guys. I was
Yeah.
like, "What is this?"
Yeah, because I was like, yo, and then I realized that he was actually from like the deep south.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like,
He's not a full-blooded
And so-
Italian.
And Tracy came out with the Union Jack, and he was waving it, and
Mhm.
he cut a typical Southern smarmy, dirty heel promo,
Yep.
Mm.
and everyone was like gasping, but they played into it because this
Yep.
is Tracy Smothers, and
Right.
that's what he
That's
does.
who he is, you know.
Can't do that now in
And
2022,
he-
sir.
So my question is, right? God rest his soul. Tracy Smothers, rest in peace. to
R.I.P.
Tracy Smothers, R.I.P. If Tracy Smothers would have done that same promo tonight, do you think the entire crowd would have? You
Yes.
think they'd have turned on him too? Really?
Yes. Oh,
Islamophobia.
Providence,
is
Rhode
real,
Island.
bro.
Remember where this was? Providence,
Yeah.
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
One
so
of the most
you think
gender
it-
fluid.
same
places
words,
as
same
well.
words, but Tracy
Yeah.
Smothers cuts his promo tonight. Rest
Yes,
his
it
soul.
doesn't matter who said it.
doesn't
Same
matter who
It
reaction.
doesn't matter who
It
said
doesn't
it.
matter who cuts the promo.
I
bro.
say it. He says it. You say it. Those exact words.
Yeah.
Done,
Forget it.
bro.
So I don't
Forget it.
disagree with you. So for the record, I don't disagree.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
we know.
But my mind says so. There is a line heels can't cross now. So at some
Of
so
course.
an MJF, right? Who we've all seen the video of him calling a disabled person wheels and things like that, right? Staying in character and why don't you stand up for me? Things like that, right? Throwing all these
Sure.
very ableist, ridiculous things that in any context, you're like, how is this funny? It's cringy to the max, but everyone plays along. And then the person who was not able is like, oh, it's cool because I'm in on the joke, so it's fine. How is that a line that's okay? But this line right here is no, this is a bridge too far.
Because he didn't Wheels isn't as potent, I'll say.
You have to remember what he said.
As the F-bomb face down.
Oh, no. Again, that is ridiculous. Okay. So you're saying he just went too far. Like it was bad, but he just went too far with it.
Like
remember, you said if any of the guys use the same exact words, it doesn't matter who said it, bro.
Yep.
If they use the same
because of what he said, MJF doesn't take it that far.
He'll take it to where, say this is the wall, he'll go right here, bro. Just stop right there.
Hamrick climbed over that mug.
Hamrick knocked the wall down, came back, ran it over, and said,
So we've reached a point then in wrestling where like, okay, there's a line you can't cross. There's lines you can't. To get heat, you can't cross the line.
Before you even say that though, you're trying to make it sound like there wasn't a line that can't be crossed.
No. I
because fans can't cross a line either.
Yeah,
correct.
Literally, they can't cross a line.
But in my mind, right? In my mind's eye, and we can all think of the most horrendous promos we've heard from some American in a foreign country who's there trying to get heat, etc. And you think, well, in that context, that works because he's just trying to get heat, brother. We can all think of in the early 2000s, right? There was wrestlers who were going to AAA doing Border Patrol gimmicks and doing anti-Mexico gimmicks in Mexico and getting tremendous heat, drawing large crowds to see them get beat.
Right.
Yeah. Not now. You can't do that now.
You want to know why I think that's the case?
Tell me, because I'm curious, right? And that's all I'm asking these questions. I agree with 100% with everything everyone is saying because I don't want that to be misconstrued in any way. But I love to hear conversation on this, please.
The whole blurred line thing. Remember how remember how wrestling back in the day, 80s, 90s, it was like the comic books. So you'll have the extremely over the top show.
Sure.
Now, remember when Bischoff introduced Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, it became very reality based.
Yeah.
And nowadays, with the hypersensitivity where it's at, and people not really understanding if this is real or not, it can get really dangerous. So you got to be careful. Like that. Like, think about it. Say he says that at a show where there's some really rowdy individuals that partake in that lifestyle. And they hear him say that, they're going to see him outside.
And there's a good chance they could have been.
Yeah.
Because they were in Providence, Rhode
Island.
And
they were, right.
And as a filthy heel, he should have been smiling because he got what he wanted.
Right.
He got the fans to do something.
Right.
He got heat that no other worker in that locker room could have gotten but him.
Right.
But him, right.
The kind of heat that you used to get back in so that's the kind of heat you used to get in the 70s and everybody praised, right? Almost starting riots.
That's the heat we got in that gymnasium. What I said, what is this sucky town we were in that night? And I was told, don't make fun of the town. The first thing I did is say, what is his name of this sucky town? His name is Dirty People. And they started throwing batteries at us in the ring. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I remember.
Yeah, I do. You can't do that, dude. The Chris Hamrick deal. You can't say.
No, you can't say.
You can't say.
You can't be that
again, he went too far. If he didn't have to do the F word.
No.
Okay. So at this point where we're at,
sure.
Do you guys believe to get heat you can ever bring up sexuality anymore?
I don't know, bro.
No, I don't think so.
Not now. Okay. It's still
so if sexuality is off the table.
I currently train
yeah.
gender fluid people.
Sure.
What I'm using.
And shout out to you for that.
Right. I mean, you
love
can't
the
discriminate
inclusivity.
anyway. Yeah, you can't.
Absolutely.
You want to learn how to work? I'll teach you how to work. I don't care.
So then is that why intergender wrestling works? Because you can't have any talk of the sex. So intergender has to work because everyone has to be equal, even in the ring.
I think it depends on the universe.
Right.
Okay.
I think it depends. And you know what I mean when I say universe.
Yes,
like the comic book you portray, the promotion, the show you put on.
Right.
Okay.
If you make it okay, then sure, it's okay. But if you don't allow it, like the E doesn't really let that happen at all. right? But GCW
And I love that you're
has
saying
no
this. Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Independent wrestling has no problem. Okay, why do you love that I'm saying this? Let me hear it.
Because on the same show that we just saw this, and these fans had such a brash reaction.
Yes, okay. Go ahead.
Brother DSP,
yep.
help me
Should I
make
try and
sense
find
of
that?
this.
Let me try and
Help me
find
make.
that.
I don't know if you can find this.
I'll go.
What's
I remember
going on?
I remember who was. I found the
Okay.
match. I found the
Okay,
match. So
it's the opening spot to this match. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
You ready, Vern? I have the thumbnail. You
Okay.
ready?
Do you want to play? Do you want to hit play for him? Okay. Oh, you gotta hit back just a few seconds. You gotta hit back just a few seconds. You gotta show the setup.
Knives themselves, CW.
Okay.
Who proclaims themselves to be the root of all?
Hold on.
Is that a knife?
That is a knife. For the audio listeners, Allie Catch is working. I don't know who this is on the other side. We didn't get the beginning, but she's working a man, intergender match, right? It's an intergender match.
We just talked about
Allie
10 seconds ago.
Catch.
That's why I'm glad we did.
Allie Catch, because you sent me something which I never heard of. We know the PWI 500. We always think we have our thoughts on the PWI 500. We were gonna address it on the show. We were gonna have our thoughts on it. It got scrapped. We didn't even bother talking about it because we don't think highly of the PWI 500.
I know how you guys.
I wouldn't even give an opinion on it. Yeah.
Right, correct. There is a QWI 500. Can you guess what the Q is? And it's okay to say this word.
No, I know.
Because it's acceptable now.
I'm gonna assume queer.
The Queer Wrestling Illustrated. Am I correct?
So
500.
Wait.
And you thought it was a joke, and I said this isn't a joke.
I thought he was joking. I said QWI.
I would have thought.
Thinking
I would have thought it was a joke because I'm like, why wouldn't they be involved in the regular PWI?
They gotta, they have to have their own kind of thing. That's how they are. Everybody's gotta have their own thing, brother.
And it's all good, right?
It's
all good, right? Everybody gets to have their own deal, right?
Everybody wants their own piece of the pie. So they have the QWI 100.
Is there a BWI 500?
Who knows? There might be.
Something
might be a Black Wrestling Illustrated 500 or something.
I'll take
250, 150, maybe. Look it up.
I want to say
Vern.
somebody did put in.
Look at it. Look it up. Okay, so according to the QWI, I think Allie Catch was like top 5 on that list.
Okay.
Because she identifies as pansexual.
Okay.
So a person like Allie Catch is at that show probably did not like
what the other dude
homeboy said.
Yeah,
Chris
right.
Hamrick said, which went on right after she just came back. She was the match before. Okay. So we saw an intergender match where this girl got put through a barbed wire door.
Oh, that's her.
No.
Same show.
Same show.
Okay.
That happened maybe 1 or 2 matches before.
Okay.
Right, Vern?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
She got put through a barbed wire door. She also choke slammed the man from the top rope to the mat.
Mm-hmm.
All things this crowd has seen. Just setting the scene for all things this crowd has seen tonight. And they're all acceptable. All these things have been acceptable.
All have been acceptable. Even this. We're going to play it right now. And Allie Catch is going to do something ridiculous. Here we go.
Who proclaims themselves to be the root of all evil? I mean,
she's going to shake him.
I'm not going to stop it yet. Hold on.
She's going to shake him.
Let it play out.
Okay, we're about to see a shoot murder here. Okay,
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, she hesitated a little bit, and
what is he doing? Come on.
Again, it's just I've never seen her just so.
Okay, and then it boils down into a wrestling match.
Right.
Nice. Let's start with DSP again. DSP, your thoughts,
brother DSP. After what we just saw, this crowd that had that reaction to what they heard. You just saw this spot on the same show.
Okay. I'm still back.
For the audio listener, can you tell them what you just saw?
I saw a woman pull out a knife on the other worker
out of her boot in a wrestling match.
Might I add? I have to let y'all know.
Was it a rubber knife?
No. This was a legit little 4-inch blade.
It was one of those blades that people play with. It was a pocket knife.
Yeah, it's one of the ones knife you buy
at the counter of the store.
You can carry it because it's legal. Yes. It's not over 4 or 5 inches or whatever.
Your hand or whatever. Yeah.
It was a real metal
knife. It was a knife.
Right.
It was a knife.
Serrated edge.
Serrated.
Okay.
Then she held it in a manner as if she was going to stab the man.
Yep.
runs up on him. The man grabs the arm of the young lady, makes her relinquish the knife, and it looks like he's about to kiss her.
Yes, it got weird for a second. It's like, what's the spot they're going for?
Yeah, and then she elbows him, and then it goes into the wrestling match. And I'm like, huh?
So that was acceptable the match before. Then Chris Hamrick comes out and says what he says, and they had to do an apology because of it. For that.
We haven't even talked about the results yet, but yes, you haven't even said the full of what the apology was. You got to read the apology.
I have to read the rest of this. I didn't read it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We didn't even get to all that, but yeah. But this crowd that just allowed for all that.
Oh, I'm out of water.
That was the line? I don't get it.
Too far.
I don't get it.
Dude, it's probably not for us to get. You know what I mean? The thing is, we don't partake in that lifestyle. It's not our culture. So we can't really gauge what's disrespect or what's respectful or what's the line per se.
Yeah.
They set that line. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm glad we had the brother on.
That's
because
why we
you
got
know what? I wouldn't have had that take. That is the most reasonable take. That is a reasonable take. That is a reasonable take. You know what? I agree with you 100%.
It's a conversation I have a lot with people outside of, I'll say, our culture. They'll be like, "Oh, why do you guys get so upset when such and such is said?" I was like, "Well, you can't relate. Can't relate because you haven't walked in the shoes that we walked in.
Yeah,
you didn't go through the trauma we've been through.
Sure.
Like you never walked into a predominantly white location and everyone's looking at you like,
who's that guy?
What's he doing here?
Yeah, why is he here?
You know what I'm saying? Not too many people can say that.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I could kind of understand what that collective is going through. Because I'm like, yeah, I can't for years. I can't even say years, maybe decades, even centuries. I had to be in the closet, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
nowadays it's good. Like they can be like, yeah, I'm this. And people are like, all right, yeah, so what? That's your business.
True.
Right.
Back then, what? They would have lynched you verbally if you came out the closet, bro. I mean, you still see it a little bit now because, you know, with the August Alsina thing. I'm like, why is that news? I don't care what he's doing. But people are like, oh my God, August Alsina is what?
Yeah, a lot of full clutch. Yeah.
Not that serious.
Wow.
Yeah, so
reasonable take. I can't add nothing to that. That's a great take. I got nothing to add to that. Great
Big
take.
boss
I got
man,
nothing
ladies
to
and
add.
gentlemen.
Big boss man, everybody.
Big boss man.
Thank you to you, sir. Thank you to you.
Applaud that man, goddammit.
Goddamn it. Applaud that man. That's it. That's it.
Bringing it back to 2002 on that one. All right, so let me read that article.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Okay, so back again to Fightful.com. So in a tweet, GCW issued a statement on the matter and noted that Hamrick used language that was inconsistent with our values and offensive to many in our audience. The company apologized to those affected and stated that it would donate Hamrick's pay to Youth Pride, Rhode Island, in addition to an equal donation by GCW itself.
You notice what it said, right? Our values.
Yeah.
Is someone that owns that company part of that collective?
Well, one of the founders, Effie. Effie's one of the founders of GCW. So yeah.
Okay. So then, yes. Yep, there you go.
So that person was definitely offended.
Yeah, he was.
Sure.
And again, and he was on out there before them too. So
absolutely.
And they're again, if you know how AEW started off saying, "Oh, we're going to be an all-inclusive promotion,"
and GCW proved it. They proved
GCW is an all-inclusive promotion.
They are. I will agree to that. They are definitely
they treat everybody equally.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
So then they were definitely
race, gender, preference.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They definitely had to take a stand.
You are a wrestler. You are a wrestler. You two can compete against each other.
Yeah.
That's just how they do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't go. You are a women's wrestler. You are a male wrestler. You can compete, but here are some rules. It's just you're a wrestler. You're a wrestler.
Go ahead.
Go out and wrestle.
Work. Okay.
So that's just
so.
What
they had no choice because guess what? If they didn't say anything, that community would have dog walked them.
Oh, absolutely. GCW had to come out. All right, let me finish this.
They had to.
Young Pride Rhode Island is a nonprofit in Rhode Island. That sounded weird. That aims to help LGBT. Oh, there's so many letters. I don't mean to be rude. It's so many letters by this point. LGBTQIA+ youth. In the statement, GCW shared an image that showed its donation of $500. So they did it. Looks like they did it online. And just address that. In a tweet, Hamrick apologized for the language he used. He noted that he had been speaking that way in character for years, and it became a habit. Hamrick stated that there is no excuse because his words were offensive, and he should know better. He then apologized again to anyone he offended with this language. And this is the direct tweet. On my birthday, he did it. I want to apologize to everyone for the language I used at the GCW show tonight. For years, I used this language in character. It's literally what I
It's pretty much what he said.
And it became a habit. Regardless, there is no excuse because I know these words are offensive and I should know better. Sorry to anyone I offended. Hashtag GCW Aura.
Yeah, they probably hollered at him right after he got off.
And the internet was in an uproar. Reap what you sow. This is all.
They didn't take his. I'm sure they didn't take his apology. I'm sure.
No.
All the pictures of his old gear were coming up.
Oh yeah, no, sir. You know how that works.
You want a water?
Yes, please. Right. You know how that works, bro. You know, you piss them off. All the dirt that remember what happened to James Gunn? Guardians of the Galaxy director. I forgot what he had said or did that pissed off that community, and they found old tweets of him cracking jokes about pedophilia and all that, and I'm like, yo, Jesus, don't mess with that.
That's the part that's so wild, like, right? Like, do people really just got these on deck, like these hot ones on deck, ready for like, I'm ready to send?
I think
it's in my draft. I'm just waiting to hit the send.
I think it's PIs, bro. PIs.
This
bro.
you is crazy. This you with the quickness.
Exactly, right? You know, I love a good this you, but it's always like, man, how did you have it on deck,
dude? The way, like. The whole look at how they found Jerry Jones's pictures, bro.
Oh, did you see that recently?
No.
Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboy owner. We're gonna go off wrestling for real quick.
He
just sent this to me. He showed it to me the other day. Jerry Jones, you know the Dallas Cowboy owner.
Yeah.
He's like 70 some odd years old.
Oh, man, yeah.
He was found to be in the
It was in I think Arkansas,
Little Rock, the Little Rock Nine. The Little Rock Nine.
Remember
the
the
group of black children,
black students that were going to integrate the school.
Integrate is the word you want to use.
Yeah,
integrate. Jerry Jones was there
trying
protesting to stop them from going.
Yes,
there's a clear-cut picture.
No,
of him.
sir. No,
yes, sir.
Gotta find. He'll send it to you.
Yes, I'll send it to you.
His segment's about to be done, and then once he does that, he'll be able to.
I got you, bro. I got you, and I'm gonna send you a nice little caption with it.
Wild.
I can already see what's gonna happen in the Cowboys game.
Yeah.
I already see it, bro. But I don't want to get off topic.
Absolutely not.
Right.
So
they'll find you.
They'll
find you, bro.
Did not know that.
Yeah,
what?
They'll find you.
Crazy, right?
That is what. Yeah, that's why the other day we were talking about this. I said, "Yo, I gotta call you. I don't want to type nothing. I just want to talk about this."
Yeah, you had to.
That is
bro.
wild.
That is wild.
Yeah, they'll find you.
I mean, like I think to wrap it up, Hamrick was definitely wrong for what he said.
You
can't say that.
He needs to know
the environment. Correct. He should have known. He should know the climate. The social climate always changes, right?
Yeah,
that's why they call it a climate. And he should know in 2022 you can't say that stuff.
Yeah, no.
And you can say it's in character, but what do they say?
They're not going to buy it. They're not going to buy it.
Right. Because what did we talk about that day when you called me about it? I said people view professional wrestling as a little more close to real than watching a movie.
Right.
Because remember, I said the movie Black Phone.
Yep.
They used the F word in the movie Black Phone, but it was a timepiece set in the 80s.
Right.
Where that word was acceptable, but it was a movie that was recorded recently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay. You can use it in a movie. It's okay.
Yeah.
But when a professional wrestler who is more real because boom, he's right here in front of you, says it to you. Oh, it's that man saying it to me, not the character, Chris Hamrick. It was the man behind the character who said that.
Yes, sir.
That's the difference.
All I'm saying is that you realize that actually was Hulk Hogan's defense in court, was about the character versus the man. And
of course.
Worked in jail.
It worked in court.
It worked in court.
But that's the sense it makes.
And plus, you got to remember, at that time, the characters were so over the top. They weren't based on reality. So it kind of worked in his favor.
Right. I mean, he just looked like he was a guy in a t-shirt and some trash bag shorts.
Yep.
And some kick pads.
That's it.
And called himself a wrestler. He didn't even look like a wrestler anymore.
Nope.
Man.
We saw the bump. he looked like a wrestler.
He worked.
You're
Yeah,
looking at him now, he just looks like an old man in a t-shirt.
Totally different, right?
Like
right.
you're not gonna let some old man in a t-shirt disrespect you.
Right.
No,
That's what
you're
you
right.
see. So
Dang, man.
all right,
Yeah.
so I think it's time.
There
to
it
wrap
is,
up
y'all.
Big Boss
All the
Man
heels
segment.
out there. Yo, if you a heel and wrestler, you
Oh,
hearing
hold on.
this? Draw the line.
Draw
Gotta
the line.
draw the line.
You have to
Know your climate.
because let's be honest, it'll only
Draw the
get
line.
worse from here.
Know your climate.
You're gonna have to watch your mouth a lot more as we go on.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact.
That's all it is. You
That's
can't
a
say
fact.
whatever you want.
I
All right.
appreciate you guys having me.
Yo,
on the-
DSP.
Big up
to
to
you.
man. Big up to him, man.
Big
Thank
dap
you,
to
man.
DSP.
Shout out to you, word. Shout out to him.
You guys continue to have a good show and
Appreciate
provide
you.
them with the great wrestling content.
All right, appreciate you, Big Boss Man. I'm
There
gonna
you
take
go.
those
I was gonna
headphones
say, get
back.
those headphones. Those headphones are nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
except they ripped up. Look at
Yeah, I
that.
mean, you had them for a while, bro.
Yeah, that's a few years old. All right, so boom. Yeah, let me move that chair.
Zoom in.
Now I'm gonna hit the zoom in.
Yeah.
We're live, folks. We don't pause this
Cameraman.
for nothing.
Zooming.
Cameraman, zoom,
Zoom.
zoom. All right,
So,
boom.
can I tell you, I randomly will look up that on YouTube all the time. Just look up, I'll just type in cameraman zoom and then I'll watch Iron Sheik different promos. He just says cameraman. And he just goes off into a random rant about something. And then Mean Gene's like, yep. Next week in the Meadowlands. And he's just trying to feed him information. And Sheik goes, yeah, whatever. Ken Patera, you mean?
Oh man. All right, so hold on. Where we at now? Oh, we only
Word.
we got one more thing to do,
Facts.
and then we can talk about wrestling. We'll be quick because
Yeah. Because I would
We
say
quick.
we got through all that extra stuff, and then we got to run through the wrestling because we're
yeah,
running.
I feel like we're gonna do.
But the wrestling, the
we're
wrestling
going
will be
over
quick.
We're gonna go over two
Yeah.
anyway. So let's.
I know,
let's-
but the
let's-
rest, I'm saying, but the wrestling part of Impact will be quick. I'm just thinking of Impact.
I
don't
say
care about
I think
Overdrive.
we got about another 50 minutes to an hour, and we should be good. I feel like that. All right, so Scripps made his NXT debut. You ready to see him?
Sure.
In 3, 2, 1. Boom.
It's not a flattering
Crips.
picture.
Scripps. I said Crips. Scripps has made his debut. They left a lot of cryptic messages
Every week.
every
the
week
television
for
show.
probably about a month, maybe a little before that.
Building up this character that was coming in to destroy and
Yeah, and take over
Spray
and watch
painting.
NXT fall. That's what he said. He's gonna watch NXT fall. And then this came out, and it was Reggie in a mask, in a very bad mask at that, and pretty much a variation of the outfit that he was wearing when he was Reggie up on the main roster. A shirt, a sort of shirt, pants. These pants were cut to make it look like it frilly, and kick pads and shoes, but the same exact look, except now he's wearing a mask that has fringe on it, I guess. Or
I mean, it's an
tassels, whatever you
unflattering.
wanna call it.
We'll just say it's an unflattering photo.
I'll be honest. It looks like it doesn't look.
A homemade mask. It looks like he made that at home.
It
and
looks
brought to
like
work.
he cut it. He looks like he cut it out with construction paper
and felt.
and felt. Yeah, it looks.
It looks like his child gave him a gift and he promised her or him he was going to wear it.
Yeah,
next day
it just
itself.
does not look good. It doesn't look like they invested in it. It looks like he came up with the idea and he put all his money into it, and it wasn't a lot of cash. Don't laugh. It's not funny.
Because now you're saying it, I'm like, man, I feel so bad. Was this like, all right?
Does
is
this
your
look like
chance.
something? Does that look like something the WWE would put together?
You know what it looks
honestly.
like? You know what it looks like?
What's that?
Developmental.
No, sir. Look
It
at
looks like developmental.
okay. You say it looks like developmental.
I know
call
you're
BS.
going to show me something big
I call
produced,
BS.
whatever. It's developmental. No matter what you say, it's
No,
developmental.
Not
it's
even
developmental.
big produced. Not even big
NXT
produced.
is developmental. Your comment is null and void. It's developmental. It's not.
I feel like
not
you're just
been
trying to write it off.
developmental.
How is that? How are you just trying to
I'm not
write
going
it
to write it
off?
off. I'm not going to write it off. It's developmental the first time we've seen it because it's developmental. I got to give it some time before I can daggone get annoyed by it.
I understand you want to give it some time, but I don't understand
Because
how
I
you
think
can
the
say
mask
that.
will go through revisions. I think the mask will go through revisions. I don't think it's going to be this mask.
But
forever.
okay. So you're telling me that that's okay. We can start off that way. Okay, we can start off that way for a character.
Off the first time we've seen this character of Reggie, who,
So the
who
first
for
time,
all intents and purposes was a gymnastics character on TV. And now you're trying to teach him to be a wrestler? You're asking a guy who's never worn a mask. Now you're going to wear a mask because you have no facials whatsoever. So wear a mask to help yourself.
So
and no matter
I'm not.
what, he's
Do
still
you think
a
I'm
weirdo.
putting the blame on him for how that looks? That's what you're making it sound like?
No,
I'm putting the
but you're-
blame on
but
Reggie.
You're poo-pooing
I'm
over
putting
the
the
poor
pain.
kid and everything
I'm
on
putting
it.
the blame on the production because if you make something like this, you make Axiom, you give him this look, and he looks this good as a professional wrestler. Vern, what are you talking about? And then you come out with this, but you have the budget for this. For the audio listeners, I'm showing them Axiom in his mask gimmick.
Again,
and you're telling me that's okay? This is okay for another worker when you can do this with no problem?
listen, I think that
I don't want to hear that.
You're being nitpicky. You're being real nitpicky right now.
Get
You're
out of
being real
here.
nitpicky. I'm gonna have to
I'm being
send you a Twitter concern. Hold on. I'm gonna send you a Twitter concern message. Hold on.
I'm gonna delete my Twitter now. Like, come on.
Hold on.
I'm gonna try and get a full shot of this dude's look.
Show
Bam,
the
got
whole
it.
look. Show the whole
Except-
look because you're only showing a bad picture of it.
Oh my God. Only a bad picture of it. You're trolling. You're trying to get me fired up. You're trolling. You're absolutely trolling. You have to be.
Just show a full body picture of it.
I don't have
be
his
scared.
legs. I
Don't be
won't have
scared.
his legs.
Don't be scared to show the whole
scared.
foot, the whole thing.
All right, man. Listen. All right, you got it, gang. You got it, gang. We're gonna see. We're gonna see right now what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're gonna show me. You're gonna tell me a guy named Axiom, who they haven't even really been using like that. But I had it on the top of my head. I'm like, man, this guy has a mask gimmick that looks perfectly fine.
Okay.
And then
The
you're
whole
gonna
thing.
have this come out. What are we talking about, Vern? What are we talking about? How can you stand behind that? What are we talking about right
You know
now?
who he looks like? He reminds me of who was that Chikara guy? Who was that? The fat Chikara guy with the fat Halloween guy. The fat guy with the pump.
Hollow Wicked.
Was it Hollow Wicked?
I don't think he was fat though. No. He was with Hollow Wicked.
Who was it? There was the fat one. He
Oh
reminds
my
me of like
God.
of a skinny
What
version
was the
of him.
name? What was the name? Because they had a little small guy too.
Hollow Wicked.
Oh man, I'm not gonna remember
Cyclope?
now.
No, that's not
He said
Cyclope.
Cyclope.
I'm definitely wrong on that
Oh
one.
my God.
You remember there was the one fat.
Yes,
he was the
I'm
constant.
looking for
and he
him.
was
I'm
the
looking for
constant.
him. They had a really small dude. I'm looking at him here. Okay, maybe I can get it.
It wasn't the Dark Order. It was
the Dark Breed.
The
Dark Breed.
The Osirian Portal.
Not the Osirian Portal. Those are the snakes.
Oh man,
Was the Osirian Portal. The Dark Breed, then Incoherence. Oh my Lord, who was it?
Man,
Here we go on a tangent and we can't find it.
I know, right? We can't find the answer. It'll be quick. This will be quick.
Okay, so it was Ultra. Maybe he was Hollow Wicked.
The Spectral Envoy.
Because there's Ultra Mantis Black, but no, Hollow Wicked is in pretty good shape. So it can't be Hollow Wicked. He's 6'2", 212. It can't be him because Ultra Mantis Black was the other one. Look at us.
Crossbones.
Crossbones.
It was Crossbones. It was
Wasn't he part of the? Wasn't he not a
the
part
Order
of
of the Neo Solar Temple?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yes, with Ultra Mantis Black.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's get off that tangent, please.
It was Crossbones. Anyway.
All right. So like I said, this looks awful. And stop trolling, Vern. This looks awful, and
this reminds me of Year One Chikara.
Not even, because Helios, who became Ricochet, looked better than that. Vern, stop lying to yourself. You're trying to put a positive spin on this, and you know this looks awful. Reggie's not in bad shape. Reggie can go out there without a shirt on. Reggie can go out there in tights. You want him to be a professional wrestler? Put him in clothing, in gear that makes him look like a pro wrestler. This looks awful. First impressions are everything. Am I right?
I think you're being too hard on the man.
I'm moving on. I'm done with you. I'm moving on. All right, can we get to the wrestling now? Because you're pissing me off. This dude is pissing me off on purpose, boss. Can I get a new co-host? He's pissing me off on purpose, yo.
Just give it, y'all. In a month, when he's talking about how it's his favorite gimmick, y'all, I want to timestamp this. He's talking about how it's his favorite gimmick and how he was wrong.
My favorite gimmick.
He was wrong, and he apologizes. Reggie, I got your back, Reggie. Reggie, we're gonna ride or die, Reggie. Team Reggie all day. I wasn't in at first, but gosh darn it, now that you've done this, Team Reggie all day.
I hope I can. All right, so all right,
Reggie is gonna be your Eric Young. Reggie will be your Eric Young.
All right, I feel like we should. You want to put a timestamp on? I feel like we should put something on it. Because just what's the last thing we did? We
I
got to
mean,
talk about this soon. MJF full baby face, and my take on him being full baby face. We got to talk about that tonight. So, because we got, like I said, we got about an hour worth of that.
Yeah,
so,
I
said,
didn't remember we talked about that yet. So, do you just want to get to this wrestling thing real quick? Right? Do you want to get?
Let's talk wrestling. Like I said, scripts.
Yeah, scripts. Listen, all kidding aside, scripts get better. I really do hope you get better gear. Like I try to defend it, but listen, it's horrible. It does look like a kid. It looks like a kid who you told him make away. Like, here's your opportunity, kid. Make it at home. You got a $20 budget. Go. It was horrible.
It looks awful.
But I think there's room for improvement. All right.
Okay. So, moving on now.
There, I told you the truth. Anyway,
Impact. Listen. We're doing Impact. We're doing Overdrive. We're doing Full Gear, and then we're gonna preview Survivor Series, and we're gone. All right, sir. We're gonna do all that in about an hour. Can you handle it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, I promise
Impact.
you. We could do
Impact. We're done in less than 15. If it's 1:45, we're still talking about Impact. I'm hitting the timer. Done. We're moving on.
All right.
Because we gave Impact, and the Impact time is running right now.
All right, cool.
We gave Impact.
Let's go real quick.
Don't you start yet, Vern. We gave Impact of 6 weeks of our lives. Bound for Glory to Overdrive, because Lance Storm said we should give him at least 4 weeks of television. And that we should be able to follow with these storylines and digest what's going on and walk away as Impact Wrestling fans. And I'll tell you what, that is not the case, Vern. But go ahead. You start off with the results.
Did I tell you? Did I send you the comments in the live show? Did I send you the comments in the live show subreddit that only had like 9 comments in it on Access?
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And they all were praising how great the show was, how it's the only wrestling they watch, how it's really gotten better. And I was like, what am I missing?
I don't see it. I only like a few things that we know, but let's run through the results
real quick
show, and then we'll recap.
All right, Brian Myers puts up his digital media title against the dude Joe Hendry.
Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna say
X Division title match: Trey Miguel, Mike Bailey. Oh, what the heck? I was just giving you the card. My bad. Anyway, main show: Joe Hendry.
Yeah, you need results.
Yeah, Joe Hendry beats Brian Myers, becomes the new digital media champ. Okay. Trey Miguel beat Mike Bailey.
No segments, nothing.
What?
You usually have
results.
You usually have the promos and stuff. At least you can at least read those.
Okay, fine.
Because what if that's something we liked?
All right. Giselle Shaw.
You're really trying to get.
I am. I was like, because look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
15 minutes and we're done. Let's go.
Giselle Shaw, social media manager. What did you think of the Giselle Shaw interview?
Well, let's keep going. We're not done yet. Keep going.
Eric Young talked about the revival. What did you think about Eric Young's segment?
Keep going.
Trey Miguel, Mike Bailey beat Mike Bailey.
I'm not telling you to do it this way. Just read it all. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
And then
there was Kenny King came out, did that spot. He sat in a chair during the thing. Anyway, I just had to bring up the Kenny King spot.
Yeah. Go ahead. That was great. Go ahead. Keep going.
The Rosemary segment with her and Jessica talking about
you mean her and
Taya talking about Jessica's drinking.
Go ahead.
Then Kenny King tries to explain his actions. Then G Sharp takes a loss to Gujar, right? Gujar?
Yeah.
Then Impact Tag Champs, they could cut the promo on the Major Players, brother, for their big match.
Yep.
Alicia walked up to Jessica to show off her daggone acting chops.
Alicia,
excuse me.
Shout out to Alexis Nevaeh.
Yup. Mickey James defeated Chelsea Green. Mama Mickey still continues the last ride, Daddy-O.
Mama Mickey, hardcore
which I'm afraid
country.
It's coming to an end soon.
Oh, no.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, no.
Steve Macklin promo.
Yep.
Then Bully Ray beat Zicky Dice.
So you read all that? I don't remember half the stuff you just read.
I'm reading it. The Sami Callihan, that promo to set up this convoluted double Jeopardy crap, that no DQ, no count out, and then first blood. Make your opponent bleed, then you can win by a pin. Anyway,
shout out Joe Hendry.
Shout out Joe Hendry.
Shout out Mama Mickey.
They did more promos.
I'll be honest, the Bully Ray, Zicky Dice, I didn't really pay attention. I thought it was cool how they came out with the Andre the Giant little ring, but it was on a dolly. with
Then the
ropes. That
main
was
event.
cool.
Last thing, main event. Knockouts. Jordan Grace beat Giselle Shaw.
Yeah, that match was what it was. It wasn't you didn't go in there thinking Giselle Shaw was gonna win. So
And then wait, no, and I can't bury the lead. We had closing scene, Eddie Edwards versus PCO fight. Pile of Rocks buried PCO was in.
oh God. Oh,
I had the
God.
opportunity to watch this live with Frank. Frank, can you describe it for us? What happened?
I'm not. I don't want to. I do not.
It was
You're
like
gonna
a
make me-
B-level movie scene.
Oh,
The
Lord.
hand of the dead
what
monster.
What I say? I said his hand better not come up out the dirt. I said his hand better not come up out that dirt. And what freaking happens? With his gloved hand, and oh my Lord.
That was Impact. Anything
All right.
on the show you want to talk about? Anything on the show stuck
You know
out
what I
to
want
you?
to talk about? I want to talk about the next show. Let's keep going.
All right, next show.
Golly. We gave him 6 weeks, Vern. Keep going.
We got lied to.
Facts, we were lied to.
Oh man, opening segment. Crazy Stevie hyped up with Black Taurus.
Black
Taurus.
Taurus.
You had that opening match, Black Taurus versus PJ Black.
Okay, I'll have to remember that one because I remember we were talking about that one. Go ahead.
Give me your take on it real quick because there's nothing else the shows were that good. Give me your take on it.
PJ Black looked.
Where has he
looked,
been?
He looked like.
Where has he been?
Like
And can he go back?
From Prince of Persia or something. I don't know. And Black Taurus, I don't understand. Are you a luchador? Are you a heavy? What do you do? Because I see you do lucha passes and you hit the ropes like a luchador, but then you do headbutts that look vicious. And I don't know if I should take you as a finesse guy or a hard hitter because I don't like how you do both. Because you do 50-50. It's not like 60-40, 70-30. Like a prime Keith Lee was like 85-15. He was like good ground beef, Keith Lee. He was like 85-15. He was a big heavy, and he gave you glimpses and flashes of his quickness and athleticism.
He wasn't doing poison ranas and almost landing on his skull.
Correct.
Anyway.
Now, that's why I said prime Keith Lee. That's why I said prime. But yeah, that's why I don't get Black Taurus. But go ahead, move on.
Black Taurus. Okay. Frank Kazarian, Josh Alexander. Oh man, what'd you think of the promo with Scott D'Amore in the middle? And they had
the
both
hotel room.
And they were doing their best. Yes, the almost porn like shoot.
Yeah, the
hotel conference room.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the promo and the very obvious? We're staring at each other. We're almost like signaling, giving each other visual
iggies, like
the big eyes, like you're going.
Wiggle my nose. You see it? Yeah, no.
And the very respectful manner, the very respectful.
So what I did like, I did tell you while I was watching it, I liked that they allowed conflict to finally happen between them two. Because it was all happy-go-lucky. There goes my little Saints Row dance again.
Okay.
It was all happy-go-lucky, and I respect you, and we're going to be chivalrous. It took women for them to start to dislike each other.
Their wives, not just women, but their wives.
Yeah. Well, their wives.
Their wives.
And, okay, they're defending their wives' honors. Okay, you don't disrespect my wife. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Take your fight up with me, not my wife.
There's your conflict. Sure, whatever. You gave me something. Why did it take this long? Whatever. I don't know.
They exit that. Let's paint the scene. They exit that scene, and literally in the next scene, do you remember Josh Alexander Kazarian is standing in the hallway going, "Hey, bro, we got a little bit heated back there, man. I'm real sorry. We got a little heated, got a little crazy."
That's right. Yeah, and where'd their wives? They were just still in the room.
And then Bully Ray walked in. Do you remember that awkward scene?
Okay, keep going, please. I don't want to think about that.
Anyway,
and then
all right. So
Kazarian's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, Bully, whatever you say." Why you looking at me like that? Why you talking to me about that? All right, move on, bro.
And Kazarian, don't trust Bully. Don't trust Bully. Everyone telling the babyface the same obvious
for
thing.
6 weeks, the same thing.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. They keep telling him, don't trust Bully.
We watched that story from its birth to its culmination, I guess.
Yeah.
For 6 weeks, people just every time they saw him in the hallway, we had to get a talking segment.
But wait, there's more. Right? But wait, there's more. There's more. Keep going, please.
All right. Bullet Club beat over Motor City Machine Guns. Rosemary Tara Valkyrie backstage promo. Rosemary grows great concern because she hasn't seen Jessica They're going to take her the match. Hopefully show up at Overdrive tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then Jordan challenges Masha Slamovich. After their crazy match they had last pay-per-view, this pay-per-view, they step it up a notch to a last knockout standing match.
Yeah.
And we were high praise on their previous match. They worked
it was one of the best matches of the night.
off.
Yeah, one of the best matches of the night.
And so they challenged to a last knockout standing match,
There was
which,
a
hey,
crazy bump in that pay-per-view. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, oof, rough. But yeah.
all right,
next
next match,
this
your
next
favorite,
match.
your favorite. Tara
Is it-
Valkyrie with Rosemary defeated Tasha Steelz with Savannah Evans.
Moving on. Wait, what? I thought that was the pay-per-view. What are you at the paper? How are you at the pay-per-view already?
No, that was on
The tag
show.
match?
No, it wasn't a tag, it was a singles. Remember, it was the singles where they worked. And then
Valkyrie did work Tasha Steelz. I'm sorry. They did work. Yeah,
remember,
I'm sorry, you got
it's
it.
where Jessica made the big run in with the hat on, and you explained to me what all that was about.
Okay, yep. Move
Nope.
on. Yep, I remember
Okay.
now. Move on.
Trey Miguel backstage.
What
Oh
did you
no,
say?
Tommy Dreamer. That backstage segment with assures Jox Alexander that Bully was a changed man. They had the whole Tommy Dreamer was like he's a different man now. Tommy shows up as the acting
This is
chops.
rough.
Okay, Trey Miguel backstage cuts a promo. Remember that memorable Trey Miguel promo? Do you remember all the things he said?
No.
Great. Steve Macklin beats Tommy Dreamer in this weird hardcore match that should have been had in
Oh,
this
that match
cool
was
gym,
terrible.
where Tommy ate the rice that was in the garbage can.
Yes,
Because
the
he had to
fried
be
rice.
nasty Tommy.
Yep. So why was he in that match? Remember, that's what I was complaining about. Why is he wrestling?
You
in that
got
match?
really angry at that. You gave me
I
a
said-
lecture on
I
the
said,
many
and then
people that could
you
have
sent me
replaced him.
something. You sent me something about somebody saying, "Oh, he's premium enhancement talent." So it's not like he's just a local guy.
Wait, we talked about it last show. No, that was last show that you and I talked
No.
about that. No,
we were talking
we're
about
not.
that. We were watching Impact together, brother. We watched those shows together.
Oh, I can I tell you? I thought we were recording that day. Apparently, every time we're
No.
together, I'm always thinking we're recording. Okay,
No, and we were watching it.
we got
And
4
that's
minutes.
what
We
I
got
was
4
saying.
minutes. We got 4 minutes to talk about the pay per view.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We're only going to talk about the end of the pay-per-view because the rest of the matches were trash. All right, let's just go to the pay-per-view. Let's go. Let's just go to the pay-per-view.
No, wait. We can't. You can't because this show had a great match on it. We can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what were we
Real
just
quick.
talking about? What were we just talking about? I forgot already.
I'll just skip to the finish. The
Oh.
Death Machine's Double Jeopardy match.
Oh, no, that
Sammy
wasn't
Callahan
good.
defeats Eric Young.
Eric Young
double-
bled like a stuck pig,
Double
though.
juice hardcore match for television. Double
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
Moving on.
And there we go, friends.
I didn't like any of it. I didn't like any of it, brother. I didn't
right,
like a single thing of it.
I
really
and
didn't.
how'd you feel about the end of the show where there was dissension in the group that just formed last week?
I didn't like any of it. I don't like violence by design. I'm not a fan of Connor, Big Con. Cody Deaner was a joke gimmick. Deaner is nothing else. Alan Angels is Alan Angels. Eric Young is Eric Young. It's like a knockoff Sanity. I'm all set. I'm all set, bro.
Lance, what are we not seeing?
Right,
We're not.
Lance,
I'm not
it's
even.
rough.
Lance, I
This
watched
TV
it,
was
kept saying,
tough.
"Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Give it a chance."
The first week was okay.
Yes.
But then I kept watching and I got to week 6 and I'm like,
And it
I don't
was
want to
this-
watch this anymore.
Seeing the Josh Alexander promo go on for 6 weeks, guys.
12 hours. 12 hours we gave
Is
him.
he a
12 hours.
child? Can he not figure out that Bully's not a nice person? What is he, a baby? What the
Right.
hell?
I don't
They
get
treated
it.
him so infantile for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. All right, let's get to the
2
pay-per-view.
minutes to the
Come on.
pay-per-view.
Let's go.
You
Pay-per-view.
could talk about it because this guy's thing now you're
I'm gonna do
the
the results. Dark match. Hendry defeated Shira for the Digital Media title. Swan won the 6-way match against Bhupinder Gujjar, Jason Hotch, Kenny King, Mike Bailey, and Yu Uemura.
a match they've been doing on freaking TV for the
Hold
last
on.
6
We got 1 minute. We got 1 minute. Motor City Machine Guns defeated Bullet Club. Tag match for the number 1 contenders for the Impact World
We
title.
just saw the match the night previous.
Bullet
Go ahead.
Ray defeated Moose. Stop. Bully Ray defeated Moose in a tables match. Death
Pretty good
Dolls
match.
defeated Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz for the Impact Knockouts title. Tag title. Mickey James defeated Taylor Wilde to continue
match.
her career. Heath Rhino defeated the major players for the tag belts. Trey Miguel defeated Taurus in a tournament to become X Division champion for the 488th time. Jordan Grace defeated Masha Slamovich in a last knockout standing match for the Impact Knockout
30 seconds.
Championship. Oh my God. Josh Alexander defeated Frankie Kazarian by pinfall for the Impact World Championship. This happened afterwards, where Bully Ray threatened to pile drive his wife to the concrete floor after he told him he was going to face him like a man just so he can raise the belt in the air.
He was a heel the whole time? All right, 45 minutes. Well, Lance, thank you so much.
Hey, Vern, you know you can't trust that Bully Ray. Okay? I'm going to tell you this for 6 weeks. You can't trust that Bully Ray.
Every day he was on Busted Open. That's all he kept saying. Every day him and Dave kept pushing the silly narrative. Every day for the most obvious turn. Why? Every day for what? Moving on.
Hold on. Shout out to, just to wrap this up, shout out to Joe Hendry. Shout out to the Bully Ray and Moose match, because that tables match was good. High spot of the match. That cutter was amazing. Shout out to Sticky Mickey James, aka Mama Mickey. Her and Taylor Wilde had a good match. Taylor Wilde got blown up again.
She keeps showing me.
Taylor Wilde got blown up again. I don't know if you noticed that, but she did better this time. Taylor Wilde got blown up again, but she did all right this time. Shout out to Jordan Grace and Masha. They did good. Crazy chair spot with the DVD or something like that. Yeah. Crazy chair spot. But they did well again. And Alexander Frank Kazarian, that match was good. They went 32 minutes. I enjoyed the match. Kazarian hitting all the different moves of former champions that were there, like Styles Clash.
It's fun storytelling. It was a little fun storytelling.
Unprettier. I loved it. So it was good storytelling. I liked the match.
Is it just bad TV and better pay-per-views?
That's why I will continue to now watch Impact pay-per-view to pay-per-view. That's what I was going to say at the end. I will watch them pay-per-view to pay-per-view. Let them tell me the story in 2 minutes, and then I'll watch pay-per-view because I'm okay with that.
You guys put on good pay-per-views. Horrible television.
Yeah, week to week television is rough. It's rough. All right. Wow, we did the Impact recap and Overdrive in 16 minutes.
I honestly wish we could have watched it in 15 minutes. I wish we could have gotten back all the time I invested watching that.
3 hours of Bound for Glory, 3 hours of Overdrive, so that's 6 plus another 12 hours. We gave Impact Wrestling 18 hours of wrestling in 6 weeks, and that was tough. That was tough, my boy. So let's talk about something that wasn't as tough. Let's talk about Full Gear, shall we? Let's talk about John Moxley versus MJF. Let's talk about 13 matches on the card, baby. And, that's a low point for AEW. Normally they do 14, 15, 13 matches only.
And I got to admit, right? I had to tap out and say, guys, I got to go to sleep. I'll have to watch it the next day because I can't do this. I was falling asleep while we were in the chat, and I was like, I got to go, guys. I can't stay up anymore.
I think you were done. You tapped out at the Acclaimed.
At the Acclaimed, at match 12 and 13, yeah.
Couldn't make it. I mean, it's just too long of a night. We're done at midnight. It's just too long of a night.
There were too many matches.
We start off at what? 7 p.m.
Yeah.
5 hours. 5 hours of professional wrestling. This crowd was tired by, I would say, when the Elite came out. After the Elite, that crowd went, pew. I think after that.
Shocker.
And guess what? They were match 2 on the pay-per-view.
Shocker.
But they were match 5 on the card. And there was 8 more matches after that.
After 30 minutes of wrestling. 30 minutes of just the matches themselves, not including the entrances.
21. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to do the math of how many physical minutes of wrestling they saw. 21, 31, 49, 57, 75, 96, 108, 118, 129, 144, 163, 186 minutes of wrestling. That's 3 hours and 6 minutes of wrestling out of a 5-hour show. 3 hours of action, wrestling action. That has to get boring after a while. 3 hours.
We watched it, and so before
we watched it.
Overall sentiment of a lot of this show was just, you probably could have cut this match. You probably could have cut a lot of this match.
Remember what I did last pay-per-view? What I did for All Out. I said, get rid of this match, put this match on TV, and I had 8 matches. I had 8 matches. I'm gonna do it again.
But can we be honest? But can we be honest? That wasn't even that. A lot of this card, like, look at the match times. Can we let's listen to this? Listen to these match times. The opening match was 18 minutes and 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The next match, 18 minutes and 40 seconds. The next match, 8 minutes.
The girls got 8 minutes. Yep.
The girls got 8 minutes. Match number 7.
It should have went 5.
Yep. Should have went 5. All right. So
go ahead, keep going.
On the main
Match
card,
7.
match number 1, 2, match number 3, match number 4 on the main card, 21 minutes and 30 seconds. Match number 5, 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Match number 6, 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Match number 7, 11 minutes. Match number 8,
oh, that
15
was
minutes.
There's no that was 11 minutes bell to bell, sir.
Not including entrances.
No. I'm talking about that 11-minute match, Sting and Darby Allin.
Yeah, not including the oh gosh,
bell to
the
bell.
hoopla before
They
the
worked
match
for at least
started.
5 before that. But
Yeah,
going.
so you're right. I would argue that probably was a 15-minute mark.
15, yep.
Then the next match, 15 minutes.
My voice is going. Speaking of going.
Last 2 matches. The semi-main, 1940, and the main, 23:15.
Crazy.
That's my commentary on the show. What in the heck?
It's too much. What I call AEW, TMW. Too much wrestling.
Like,
it's too much at once,
I've
brother.
read the commentary of like, oh, you pay $50 for the show, so you get your money's worth. But it's like,
I would
almost say like
$100 worth of wrestling. This is
yeah.
$100 worth, and I'm not talking about the quality. I'm talking about the quantity. The quantity of wrestling. That's $100 worth of wrestling. How much are UFC pay-per-views? So $100 now, right?
I have no idea.
Like 80 something, I think it is. Do you have an idea, Big Boss Man? What? How much a UFC pay-per-view is? Like $80 or something like that, right?
70 to 80 bucks.
70 to 80 bucks. They give you about that many matches they start at 5 p.m. early preliminaries.
What?
Then it goes 8 p.m. prelims. 10 o'clock.
We had this conversation one time.
10 o'clock's the main card. And they
the
stay
main
up,
card starts at
10. And that's about 5 matches. The main event don't go on until midnight. It don't go on until the next day. You don't see the main event till 12 o'clock at night.
So as a fan, if I buy a ticket to a show, you're telling me I'm there from 5 o'clock in the evening. And I don't
if you want to watch every fight. If you want to watch every fight. Most people will buy a pay-per-view. Will buy not a pay-per-view, but will buy a ticket to that show. And the place don't fill up till the main card. And don't really fill up to the main event. Crazy, right?
How much does the ticket cost? A couple of $100?
It's Vegas. It's big fight places. I'm sure it's hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on where you're sitting. Because UFC is a big ticket now. But all right, let's talk about.
I apologize for my ignorance on this
call. Yeah, you don't really do MMA. I'm gonna just run through the results real quick. Wish me luck. Hopefully, my voice makes it on the other end. Pre-show match number 1, the 0 hour match. Best friends Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, Rocky Romero, and Danhausen defeated the Factory. I'm not reading all that. In a 10-man tag team match.
Just run through this.
Yeah. Second match, pre-show match. Ricky Starks defeated Brian Cage by pinfall in the Eliminator Tournament semifinals. Then Eddie Kingston defeated Drew Nakayama in their dream match. In the opening match of the show, Jungle Boy Jack Perry defeated Luchasaurus in a steel cage match by submission. The next match was the Death Triangle. I'm not saying all that. Defeating the Elite.
The returning Elite.
Yep, the
Wayward
Elite.
Sons. The Wayward Sons.
The Wayward Sons. In a 6-man tag team match for the World Trios Championship.
Casual.
The next match, Jade Cargill defeated Nyla Rose by pinfall.
Jade Cargill.
For the TBS Championship. Jeez,
you see her tweet about that? She said she is not wearing that out. She said never doing that again. One and done. She was never wearing a leotard on TV like that again.
Yeah, that was much. But let's keep going. Chris Jericho defeated Danielson. The Hello Show. Jericho defeated Danielson, Castagnoli, and Sammy Guevara by pinfall.
By what?
ROH by pinfall.
How'd he do it?
By fall.
By flying Judas effect.
For the ROH World Championship. Saraya defeated Dr. Britt Baker by pinfall. I am still going. I am still going, Vern. There are 5 more matches. She beat her by pinfall in a singles match.
I feel like I fell asleep. Folks, I fell asleep and woke back up, and he's still going.
This is tough. Samoa Joe defeated Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs by technical submission in a 3-way match for the AEW TNT title.
To be a double champion.
Sting and Darby Allin defeated Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Don't wind me up.
In a DQ tag team match. That's when I went and got food. Don't wind me up. Jamie Hayter defeated Toni Storm by pinfall in a singles match for then the interim AEW Women's World Championship.
Which, as of tonight, spoiler alert, it has been revealed that is
now. It's not spoiler because this will be on Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool. So. Then it's been made. It's the official.
It's now. Yep. Which we'll talk about in a second, which is kind of crazy. Now match 12. Jesus Christ. The Acclaimed, scissor me, daddy ass. The Acclaimed defeated Swerve in Our Glory for the World Tag Team titles. And finally, the main event, we're here, Vern. MJF defeated Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship to become the AEW World Champion. I have a headache. I legit have a headache right now. I'm lightheaded after saying all of that. I just 13 matches. 13 matches is ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. There's no need for that many. Can I cut the card? I feel like I should do this on every AEW pay-per-view.
Shoot. What are you cutting? Card? What are you cutting?
One pre-show match. We're gonna go with Ricky Starks defeating Brian Cage.
Have to have it though. It's your eliminator tournament final.
That's why. That's why.
Because they screwed up and they did the other match on the other day because somebody.
Yeah, and I think Ricky Starks was hurt, so he couldn't. So they had to put it here. Okay.
So that's gotta go.
Gotta go. See you. Bye. I mean, that one has to go. The other two can go. Eddie Kingston, main event, Rampage. Depend just how they do their booking. I'm doing it like that. You put Eddie Kingston, Jun Akiyama, Rampage.
But Tony didn't want to give it away for free on TV, even though
of course he did.
Remember, did you see that?
He's in for one more night. He's in for one more night.
Do you hear how the crowd went?
Stop. All right, let me keep going. 10-man tag, pointless. Keep going. We'll keep Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus. Okay. I'm not counting Ricky Starks' match 1. This is my match 1 now. Okay. So I should have 9 matches. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus.
Okay.
Excuse me. You bring the Elite back. Jade Cargill, Nyla Rose, Dynamite. I'm sorry. Nyla Rose was blown up halfway through the match, and the match was never good to begin with. So that's Dynamite.
I thought Jade showed some growth.
Jade looked good. And I'm not talking about her physical appearance. Sure. I'm talking about her work. She looked like she's improving.
Yeah, I thought this is the strongest she's looked in a while.
For someone who doesn't work every week either, she's improved. You can tell she's working at it.
Yeah.
So I give her that.
I can't wait till she ends up someday, hopefully in the Fed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we got rid of that. So where am I at right now? I got 1. I got 2. Jericho Danielson. You put that on your pay-per-view.
But that was a 4-way.
Yeah. That I just read the first 2.
Okay, so you would keep the 4-way.
I would keep the 4. I would have taken Sammy Guevara out of there, made it a triple threat. But I don't know why Sammy was in there, but whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, Saraya Britt Baker. I'll do that one. 4, because of the big return of Saraya. Samoa Joe, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Was it a big return? It's been 6 weeks. How's it been? It's not really a big return.
Return match, her first match ever back.
I know,
but that's the return I'm talking about.
I guess
that's the return I'm talking about. It's her first in-ring competition. Samoa Joe, no. Sting and Darby Allin, no. Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, and the last 3: Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, the Acclaimed, MJF match. The Acclaimed and then the MJF match. So that's
only disagreement I'll have with you is I would have cut Britt Baker and Saraya. I would have said sorry, good. We can we'll have to save the one for the next pay-per-view or something.
Understandable.
That match.
So hold on before you go on. I just want to make sure I have 8. Ricky Starks, Brian Cage. That's my pre-show. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus. 1. I'm putting my hand up. Death Triangle, Elite. Jericho, Danielson, Claudio. That'd be my match. Saraya, Britt Baker. Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, The Acclaimed, Swerve in Our Glory, MJF, John Moxley. I saved time. 8 matches total. I didn't even do 9 matches. 8 matches total, 1 pre-show, 7 main card matches. Leave that crowd home happy. Half the time of watching wrestling action, not 3 actual hours of actual wrestling. It's ridiculous. So yeah, you said you would do what? You would change who? Saraya put it on TV because of why?
You know what? After seeing that, but yeah, you know what?
It's because of how they handle.
You're right.
I think that's right. Let's start with them. Let's start with them because we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that.
So, man, the only thing this match that didn't sit right with me was at the beginning of the match, that spot where she feigns an injury, like, oh, something's wrong.
That killed it for me.
And then she just 10 seconds later, like, shrugs it off, like, aha, I'm just playing.
She wasted it, Vernon, in my opinion.
And 100%. And after that, I was just like, yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
whatever sympathy you could have drawn.
But not only you didn't care anymore, the fans didn't care anymore because you pulled that emotion out of them. You pulled the emotion of concern. And then all of a sudden, you played a ruse in a way that it wasn't good for any reason. It was just done to be done to say, I'm okay now. So now it's just a regular wrestling match. You could have used that raw emotion from the fans of concern to plug in a story into your match so perfectly well.
I think this is it. I think it was because like you just said it. It just felt just a throwaway. It was almost like, why did you do that?
And now it's like, okay, and it was right in the beginning. You could have saved it towards the end.
That's what I mean. It was
like
at
we
the
talked
very
about
beginning
that
of the
night.
match.
Yeah, right. We talked about that night. So we had. I'll talk about us for a second. Let's talk about us. Back in our early days of professional wrestling, we were just trying to cut our teeth wherever we went. I had a tag team partner by the name of. Do you remember? Let's see if you butcher this. I had a tag team partner. You are our agent.
Tony Reno.
Tony Reno. Okay. Tony Reno, the homie. Shout out to Tony Reno. We were the agency. You are our agent, and we were the agency. We were on the verge of winning the tag team titles, and we were in a tournament. And in one of the tournament matches, we feigned Tony Reno's kidney pain, a shoot injury that Tony Reno had because he had diabetes type 1.
Yes.
And his kidneys.
God,
we were told to always stay away from his kidneys, right?
Yes.
So we wanted to, and it's funny because the promotion we were working for, we were working the boys. We were working with the boys, but it was filmed and people followed it on that website, Daily Motion, which was weird. Not a bunch of people, but some people watched
a handful.
It. And it was on TV in Rhode Island. And people watched it on the TV in Rhode Island. I don't know who, but that's what we said and saw, right? So anyway, we fake that Tony Reno is hurt. So we have Sip shoot the kick to his back. Tony Reno gets up, sells his back like he's in real pain, and we all clamor over like something serious really happened, right?
And the hush went over the room.
And the hush went over the crowd. The place went quiet. All the workers went quiet. The people that were there that were either related or something stopped because they thought it was genuine concern. The cameraman stopped the camera because he thought,
and we were like,
100%
and we got pissed.
Real.
We were like,
turn the damn thing back on, you idiot. Right? For me to come around, hit my finish, Tony Reno to jump back in.
Oh man!
Slide in for the cover.
Flooded me. I didn't remember the spot. Yeah, and then people got so pissed off. I do remember that
because we worked them. Saraya could have done the same thing, something very similar with her neck, to then try and one-up Britt and get the pinfall. What if Britt was cheating the entire match?
Yeah,
and that was Saraya's.
Done it. Yeah, her foil to get her comeuppance. Could have been. What could have been? What could have been? Yeah.
Moving on with that one, because I don't know if you have anything else to say.
No, man. So, how'd you feel about Kingston's promo at the end of his whole thing with Akiyama?
I didn't see it. After he went over, I think I went to go do laundry, so I didn't hear it.
He does like a speech where he name drops all the Japanese legends and like rest in peace, y'all, and does like a deal. And then he just starts live on the mic, right? Like hyping up the crowd, like, yo, I still got time.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that? Like, because where he was just like,
yo, how did you feel about it? Because I didn't see it.
I don't know, man. Like at one point, I'm like, I guess I'm happy for him, but at the second, like, because he starts crying and he's all like so thankful that he got to beat himself
So
up and work his
yeah,
idol.
did you see you sent it to me, the Gran Akuma tweet? Where he was talking about how he used to make Eddie Kingston in King of Colosseum, the video game.
Oh yes,
And he made him like Jun Akiyama because
yes.
he was such an M word for
I
him.
send you so much stuff. Yes.
Yeah. You sent me so much coffee in the morning. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You sent me like a whole pound of coffee for me to digest in the morning. Every morning. So yeah. And listen, I'm not complaining. That's not me complaining. I just want to let you know.
It's all good.
Keep me up to date with my wrestling news. Wake up in the morning. It's like unwrapping a new newspaper.
I hear you.
He sent me the delivery. But no, I mean, good for him. I don't want to act like, oh, I don't care, whatever. Good for Eddie Kingston. I know that was something that he wanted so bad, and he got to do it. So good for him.
Man, so this is where that whole thing, as a fan who knows who Jun Akiyama is, as somebody who knows him, right, and all that, seeing it and just being like, is this a big deal for anybody outside of our bubble but us? I don't ever
think that
like hearing Kingston in the ring screaming and all that, like was like, is he trying to make it a big deal because it's not a big deal? Are these people not getting how big of a deal it is for him personally?
That's the thing that I wonder. I think that's the thing that I wonder, because there's only a certain bubble that really has a idea of who Jun Akiyama is. So it's like you tried to make it a big deal for Eddie Kingston, who is a known man in your promotion. So no matter who you bring in, he's going to have the home crowd, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of doing stuff like that, because even though it's almost like my voice is going, it's almost like when movie stars do passion projects. Like their agent might be like, listen, it might not be a good idea to do this movie. It might not be well, but the movie star is like, you know what? I've been wanting to do a movie on this guy, the autobiography of this guy, and I want to star in it, and I want to direct it, and it's a passion project. That's all it is to me. And it's like, okay, I want to please Eddie. Eddie's worked hard for me. Thank you, Eddie. Here's Jun Akiyama.
So is this an apology for the fact that they booked him like trash, and this hot Northeast baby face has become irrelevant and is just a job guy?
You think he's irrelevant now?
Is he as hot as he was when that article came out about him?
What article?
Remember that article that we talked about his struggles with mental health, and it was like, and he was on TV and he cut that promo. What?
I remember the promo. I remember the promo.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
After all that momentum, they dropped the ball on him like they dropped the ball on.
Well, what has he been doing since the BCC and the Jericho?
After
started doing that,
there was a thing with Sammy. Really. There was a thing with Sammy.
Yeah, that was all in the
Jericho
same
thing
vein.
Killed him.
That was all in the same vein. So
he tapped Jericho out, and that was it.
But then they did the barbed wire match, right? And they messed that whole spot up. Yes.
Oh,
they messed the whole spot up.
Just reminded me about that. I forgot about that.
He went to go back fist, and Sammy was there. They ran into each other, and they hit each other. They both forearmed each other. Right. So I think after that, really, they cooled him down, and it wasn't really working for him because
that's what we call it, cooled him down. Okay.
It's cool down, brother.
Sure.
It's cool down. All right, can we move on? We talked about Eddie Kingston Jr. What else do we want to talk about? What you think about that cage match before we move on to the Wayward Sons?
Man, it was, to me, in our chat, the homie Shay loved it. To me, it was a ladder match that we thought, why use a ladder? Just get a cage. It'll be safer. So we went with a cage for whatever reason, because we needed to justify the juice. But it was just a ladder match. It was a ladder match without having to climb for the cage. With a ladder match with a pinfall, apparently. So I didn't love it because I thought the cage and going outside, like Jim Ross, was it Jim Ross on commentary for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On the pay-per-view,
he made it a point. He made it a point to throw out the little poignant comment about, a real style, a cage match that makes sense. If the cage is there to keep people out and make sure we get a definitive winner, as these men are going to duke it out inside the cage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cage door gets open, gimmicks, stuff from the outside gets brought in. They start doing bump and spots on the outside. It's like, JR, what was the point of you feeling so high and mighty, pointing that out, for them to just poo-poo all over that 10 minutes into the match? Like, that was my issue. Like, if you were to keep it in the ring, keep it in the ring. That's why the second they went outside the ring to get tables and chairs and set up spots in the ring with it, was like, okay, this is just a ladder match. Why did you just bring a ladder out?
Yeah.
It could have just been a hardcore match with a ladder. It was that's what we watched. You know what? It wasn't even a ladder match. It was a hardcore match. It was just a hardcore match with a cage.
Yeah, I don't know what the creative thinking was there, but I didn't like it.
Was just to get Jungle Boy to stand up there, look nervous, and jump off like a backyarder jumping off a roof. And which he should have snapped his arm when it landed. He should have.
The way he elbow dropped him off the table.
That kid has arm. He has bones made of rubber because it should have snapped him at the elbow when he hit his body.
True. Yeah, it did not look good at all.
Outside of I didn't like that. The crowd was into it. The crowd reacted.
Crowd was into it because it was the first match of the night.
Okay,
so to speak.
I'm starting to wrestlers, young wrestlers who don't listen to this. If you ever get a chance to hear my voice, if you wear your hair in a certain way, if you wear your clothing in a certain way, you've established this is how I look, this is what I wear, etc. And then, like, if you wear your hair down, and then one day you're having a big cage match where you pull your hair up in a ponytail and you're exposing your whole forehead the entire time in a way that's like, I've never worn my hair like that. Don't give away the tell that you're going to get juice that night.
Blading.
Like, don't give it away because your hair is up. And the best part, spoiler alert, at the media scrum 5 hours later, he still had blood on his face. Like, he just sat in the back with his blood drying on his face instead of showering.
Yeah.
In his street clothes.
Back there.
In his street clothes, where he clearly changed from his gear, but he just let the blood on his face on purpose. Like, it was like he showered and wore a cap on his face to make sure his face didn't get the blood off. That's what it looked like. Like, he intentionally bathed his body and just didn't do his face.
Can we move on from these guys? Because I have no comment on that. The Elite came back. Elite came back, came out to the Wayward Son song. It was nice to see them back. FCM Punk, FCM Punk, FCM Punk, FCM Punk. No,
and the Massies were both pumping their fists.
I'm mad you called them the Massies. You gonna call them by their shoot name, brother? Matt and Nick Massey. That's how you feel? The Massies?
They're petty. They're petty. I don't like their attitude. Petty. I don't like nothing. I don't like nothing about them. The wrestling aside, all that. Just
you're
on
talking about personal.
Just on some personalness, yo. You got Kenny Omega online crying about please let it go, y'all. We're trying to move on. We're trying to grow.
Crazy stuff.
And then I didn't even see that stuff tonight, but y'all showed me that, and I told y'all how it got me when they was chanting. The crowd was chanting FCM Punk, and then you saw the Massies fist pumping, but then when the camera panned on them, they both dropped their fists or acted like they were, just pounding the top rope. Like, stop it, yo. If my thing is, yo, you want to be petty, be petty. I'm with it.
I love it. Keep that same petty energy. We love it. Just keep that same petty energy, sir. Absolutely.
No matter what any double O says, Punk had the gall to say it in front of the world. Yes, he made Tony look feckless, whatever. No, he didn't make Tony look feckless. Tony did what Tony does. He sat there like a fan and smiled because he realized this is something fun.
This is real. Something real is happening. Yeah.
So
all right. So I mean, match wise, what did you think?
It was every Young Bucks match ever.
Okay. Moving on.
It was vanilla.
You know what I hated about this? The fact that this was match 1 of a best of 7 series.
No. You have to be honest. You hate the fact that the finish was a hammer to the head.
No, I didn't mind that because it's a part of their story, the story they're telling.
I'm not saying
it was okay. I just don't care enough to even
have a feel of it. I just think you did a hammer to the head, and then Kenny Omega's cutting promos about it at the backstage. He was cutting a promo about it. A hammer to the head.
Yeah, he should have had his head split open. I watched the movie. I watched the movie called Smile. You watch Smile?
No, I don't know what that is.
Horror movie called Smile. Great movie. Fantastic movie.
Definitely not.
You don't like horror movies. So
never have.
That's why. Do you remember The Strangers? Remember we watched that movie?
Do you remember how freaked out I was afterwards?
Yo, because the house was so dark, bro.
Our house, we both was like, what the hell was that? Yeah,
thanks. What was that sound, bro? I remember mid-movie we heard a sound, bro.
And we both jumped. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was definitely not a good look. But
by the way, living together, I was like the other day, I was like, yo, we really lived together for 2 years. Like, what was
I
that
think it was like
about?
a year and
Like,
some change. It was definitely almost
yo,
almost 2 years.
and
Great
I
times.
was like trying to remember that. Like, I just remember us playing games and stuff, and like
watching
you'd be
wrestling.
watching wrestling, playing games, and like
Yep.
RPing. I do remember
Yep.
putting together role plays all the time. Anyway, moving on.
Absolutely. Moving on. I was just talking about the movie Smile. A person bludgeons himself in the head with a hammer. Face is all mangled. But a hammer to the head in wrestling, you're fine. Don't worry. You can talk about getting hit with a hammer to the head. Like I said, I didn't care enough. The fact that that's the finish, that's because that's the story they're telling.
Did Vader and Goldust not teach us nothing that the hammer doesn't work in wrestling?
Especially the rubber one when you step on it. Whoops. Yeah, I don't like the best of 7 series, dude. No one wants to see 7 straight trios matches.
Okay, but
It's
do you
ridiculous.
like it? Do you not like it because they introduced it post haste and just forced it onto us and told us, oh, by the way, you're going to see this for 7 matches?
This is what I would have done. I would have waited until Dynamite tonight to have the Bucks come out and cut a promo, right? In Chicago. They probably would have gotten heat, have them cut a promo and challenge them for that best of 7 series. And we'll say, we're so confident we'll spot you one. We'll give you Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. We're going to sweep you because they lost.
Yeah, but
now
Tony,
they're down 2-0.
Matoni always knows how to clean it up. Throw out a tweet. Matoni got them hot Twitter fingers.
Of course. It's just it's terrible. It was terrible how it was pieced together. Let's move on. Jade Cargill, Nyla Rose. Like I said, Nyla Rose was blown up 4 minutes into the match. It made it unwatchable. They only went 8 minutes, and it wasn't good. Jade looked good. Nyla's not a good dance partner. There's a reason why she shouldn't be in the title contention. She could be a good. Put her on dark. Let her work 3-minute matches, 4-minute matches. She doesn't have the conditioning to work pay-per-view matches 8 minutes with a girl who's in way better condition. There were spots Jade Cargill was already up before her because Nyla was so tired. And I was like, man, it's taken away from the match. So I don't know what you got to say about that match, but no, sir.
I'll co-sign it. Moving on.
Jericho Danielson. Yo, that picture that guy sent to us earlier. I wish I should have put it on I should have put it on the overlay today.
Oh yeah,
where Jericho throws himself.
Yeah, yeah, where the leaping Judas effect that is just Jericho throwing himself.
Yes, that it was hilarious. I feel like it should be a meme. Okay, so hold on. We're both over here on our phones right now.
This makes for great radio, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna keep going while you.
Oh, here it is. I got it to you. I'll send it to you right now.
You send it. Well, no, don't. You can't send it to my phone because I won't be able to pop.
Oh, where should I send it to?
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Where we at here? So yeah, Jericho won that match. What you think about that Ring of Honor title match?
The story was obvious, right? That like these guys are working together, that Sammy and Jericho would work together, and then Claudio
Everything would
and
boil
Brian
down eventually.
Yeah, and then Brian and Claudio were gonna fight it out because they're BCC and that silly story.
Yeah.
So nothing there surprised me. Honestly, maybe the only I'm not gonna go wane on about my distaste for Bryan Danielson and this like beating the piss out of himself thing, especially after what I saw Jericho did tonight. But
yeah, that was
whatever.
crazy.
I'm hoping Claudio comes out of this because I don't see Danielson coming out of this with anything. So
well, they ended that Ring of Honor title match. Remember tonight with Claudio attacking Jericho, the babyface attacking the heel. But I'm gonna move on quickly. Forget the Saraya match. Forget the Samoa Joe match. Forget the Sting and Darby Allin match. I feel like that was all filler, and it wasn't really needed. It didn't really do anything for the show.
Wait, slap nuts. You're not gonna dag on. You get the body bags. You're not gonna pass over the last outlaw.
Vern.
Slap nuts.
Don't wind me up. You weren't ready for that.
That's all I wanted.
Don't wind me up, Vern. All right, can we move on for real? I do not want to talk about that.
Yes, no, I don't want to wind you up.
All of it was nonsense. Jamie Hayter defeated Toni Storm. Good match. I liked it.
Yeah.
The girls worked hard.
Yeah.
I think it sucks for Toni Storm. It's a situation. They now just made it the actual championship match.
Well, retroactively, she now gets the belt.
Right. I just hope they give
her
Toni
reign
Storm her
counts.
credit. Hopefully that's how they do it. Because technically it doesn't if you called her interim until.
Well, no, but as of today on the commentary, that was one thing I did see. They agreed that they said as
Toni
of
Storm's
now,
counted.
Toni Storm's count.
Good,
yeah.
because I just hope from now on he gets rid of that interim nonsense. Busted Open made a good point. They said, call it interim if it's within 30 days. If not, strip him of the title. Do what you need to do. And I'm
By
like,
the
okay.
way, check our show page on the Google Doc just for you.
Okay. All right. You did it that way. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's my take on it because hold on a second.
What they did, so technically, so what happened tonight? Thunder Rosa relinquished, but did she say something or
I don't think she was there. I don't think Thunder Rosa was there.
They just made an announcement on her behalf kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't see that picture, so I'm not even gonna bother. I don't even see it.
What?
I went to the folder. You put it in the Raw podcast folder?
I put it on the actual page, like on the paper which we get our results on underneath Duck.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I see what you mean.
I was like, what do you mean? It's right there.
All right.
Yeah, I was like, I put it there just so you could see it.
I can't download it. Comment. I can't see. No, it's not helping. I can't do anything to it right now. It's like clip art. All right, moving on.
Boo.
So
Either way, it's a great photo. It just looks like Jericho's laying down on top of Sammy.
So maybe we'll make that the thumbnail.
Whatever.
We'll make that the thumbnail.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm did well. But like I said, good thing for Tony Storm because Tony carried the title.
Yeah. So now she will officially have been recognized. Her reign will be counted as official. So she'll have officially been.
What do you think about Jamie Hayter going over?
The crowd wanted it. People have wanted it for a while. I felt she should have taken it long before. Was it 2 shows ago where I was just like, what are we doing? Extending this Britt Baker thing more.
Right. So I think the conflict between her and Britt Baker will be the next step in their story because Britt Baker's already trying to take the spotlight from her while she's champion. So moving on, Acclaim, Swerve in Our Glory. I'm just going to be quick. Too long. Like our show right now. Like our show right now. Too long. High spot of it. Oh, I forgot to put her over. Here's a shot of Jamie Hayter. There you go. There you go, champ. Too long. High spot of the match was Keith Lee walking out on Swerve. Match could have been done in about 12 minutes. I think giving them that much time was just you guys trying to top 1 and 2. And I think this was the worst of the trilogy.
Yeah. It was the longest, and then was one drag.
Yeah. The Keith Lee Swerve conflict was gonna happen. The slap heard round the world, if so to speak, was there, I guess. But Keith Lee walking out, it was kind of cool to see that instead of Keith Lee being physical. He's just like, it kind of fits the kind of guy he is, right? Would you say that? It fits the character he portrays, the soft-spoken,
melancholy giant.
Sure. Melancholy, right. He just walked away from him. So
Eeyore picked up his stuff and left.
What say you about that match? So we can go right to MJF and then get to Survivor Series.
What I say about that match? That match was way too long.
Yep.
It really, like you just said, it didn't. Honestly, I didn't really get into it until that. There was so much stuff they did, and it was just like, what? It was just spots at some point. Some of the cells were weird. The spots they called were like, why are you doing this?
Keith Lee has regressed in his selling game.
Keith Lee
taking poison ranas.
But like, it felt like he was doing stuff to be like, look, I can still do this stuff.
There's no need, big man.
Fit in the match. And
there's no need, big man. There's no need.
You saw a guy that big do a poison rana to no reaction.
Right. That's the crazy part. You're doing it for nothing. And I hope he sees that and notices that he doesn't have to do that. Once he realizes he doesn't have to do all that wild stuff, then he's going to start becoming the menace he should be. But yeah, let's move on for that. Shout out. Is that why
they cut him? Is that why the Fed was just like, we're done with you?
I think it's a lot of things. We talked about it a while ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of things.
I don't know. Well, Bearcat,
yeah. Main event time. Should I just pop it up now?
Yep.
MJF defeated Jon Moxley. MJF defeated Jon Moxley by pinfall with William Regal sliding the brass knucks into MJF, which you call. No, you didn't really call. I didn't really call it.
We kind of, it was like, I think we had a mix on this because you said that Regal's going to somehow get involved.
No, I didn't say Regal's going to get involved at all. I said MJF was going to win clean, straight up.
No, I said that MJF was going to do something to prove
because Shea Dreamer put some bug in your ear that it's all going to be a ruse, and I didn't think it was going to be.
That it was going to be the aces and eights, and it was the aces and eights. It was the big swerve.
I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan. I thought MJF should embrace the full baby face, just be the white meat baby face. But do you feel like MJF is still a baby face right now?
I sent you the picture of him hugging his dad.
So then yes. Then yes.
And his mom in front of him. Well, I'm gonna say this. I didn't watch Dynamite tonight, so I don't know what Rowan Regal did because the champ wasn't there tonight. The champ took the night off because you know that then there's, by the way, there's no problem with that in the basement.
Absolutely.
There's no problem with
Of
their
course there's
champ
not.
winning the belt and the next show taking it off. There's no
But
problem.
Roman Reigns isn't allowed to have the schedule he has.
Oh
He
no,
should be working all the time.
Roman Reigns is filthy and terrible because he should
Yes.
be working every down TV. Anyway,
So the note that we had from the episode number
Okay.
18,
What is it?
33 and a third chance, it was MJF, babyface or anti-hero, or long game ruse, in parentheses, swerve, bro. And I said he was going to be a full babyface. And you said if he was a full babyface, he's done. There's no way he can recover from that. And I said if he was a full babyface, he would be embraced by the people. I think we got a little bit of both. Because he was sort of a babyface the entire match. He was getting cheered on the entire time.
and it made me groan loud.
That
and I
crowd
kept
hated
telling you,
Moxley. That crowd hated Moxley.
Yeah, they hated they were
Right.
in on the joke. They're in on
Yep.
the joke. They're in on the
Yep.
bit.
Right. So I don't know.
It's
Very
why
mixed reaction for me.
It's
on it.
what kills me with AEW. As much as I want to say like, you know, like just get into it. It's a bit. It's everyone's doing a bit. Everyone's in on a bit. We're gonna root and cheer for the guy with the hat deal. We're gonna root and cheer for the sunglasses guy.
Yeah.
MJF's the smarmy guy we're into, so we really like MJF.
We
So we're
really
gonna
like
hate
MJF.
Moxley,
Yep,
even
so we
though
hate him.
Moxley, his song comes on, we're all singing it at the top of our
I
lungs.
remember right before it, he flipped the bird. He was acting all out.
He starts
He's embracing the heel.
going heel. He starts going heel, brother, and
I
doing a
don't
thing that he
know.
typically does.
What I don't like about AEW, this is the main thing I don't like about AEW. This is their main event. This is their main story. This is their main thing they've got going on. And they can't establish good versus evil in an easy to digest way.
No.
The road to get there, the road to get to the story they got had turns, twists, off ramps, on ramps, highways, freeways, speed bumps, roadblocks. It wasn't easy to just get through. So it's like, and then this is how you finish the story. Mox, take 6 weeks off, please.
Yeah.
You need it.
Typically, me, who you know my Mox slander.
Yeah,
Hey man, you did your job.
He needs it. He absolutely needs it. Sure thing, Mox. Bye. You did your thing. You carried the company like.
But he was on
to.
TV tonight though, didn't he? I know him and Regal had an interaction, I believe.
Oh, not that I know. Maybe it was.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta watch it.
I didn't see the first half hour, so I don't know.
I missed the first hour and a half, so I didn't see
so that's the problem. That's the problem that I have with it. It was too confusing. MJF doesn't give you what kind of champion he's going to be. He's not like a Stone Cold, where where Stone Cold acted like a heel and got praised. I don't see that with MJF because MJF is starting to pander to the crowd. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. That's not you. You hate these people. Every city you're in, except Long Island.
Or treat them like they're beneath you at least. God,
right.
That was the thing that was the part that made me groan loud. Was that he just started acting like a Ricky Morton baby face, overselling the face, and like he was going to tell the crowd, help me, and he wanted them to jump the rail. Like, what are you doing? That's not
right.
It's not the MJF character.
So what did you think of the match? We're talking about the character. What did you think of the match? With all the little spots they did, the finish.
It was everything it needed to be. It was everything it needed to be. I hated the tombstone on the apron spot. Was absolutely stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty weird how they did it. And then they traded tombstones, didn't they?
Yes. And then he starts selling his knee. MJF starts selling his knee. Remember, he hits it. But
then
down the
just
pad.
for nothing. It was for nothing because
Went
then they just kept going.
nowhere.
Yeah, they just kept going. Yeah. I remember.
What was the point of all that?
That was our comment.
I hate. And remember, and I was like, why is he sounding like Ricky Morton? He's screaming, and then like a second later, doing drop kicks.
Yeah, he did it like an insecurious. Yeah, okay.
What's the point of all that?
Can we go to Survivor Series and then we're out of here?
So that's my thing. That's my whole thing. Look, I'm sure people are gonna murder us on it. It was a great match, everything, but just like, dude, part of what made MJF was that realness and who he was. Bless you. I didn't want to see MJF because the MJF sounding like a white meat baby face reminds me he's being hokey.
Right.
It's going to me. Oh, he's working. I prefer not knowing when he's working. I prefer asking questions. Hey man, do you think it's too far? I want him to make me ask those questions, not me go, oh God. The knee,
Yeah.
Anyway, moving
Okay.
on.
So that was the Full Gear pay-per-view. We'll be quick here because it's just preview we're doing here. So we're at the 2:30 mark. Pencils waving. Pencils telling us to take it home.
Got it.
We got it. We got you, bitch. Hey, we just got to hit this one last spot. Then we're gonna go to the comeback, and then we're gonna go to the go home. Okay, my fault.
Okay,
We're gonna go
real
right now.
random thing. Did you see what's her name? Oh God, please don't be upset. Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane's she just won. Shout out to her. She just won the inaugural New Japan? They just have a new women's title or something, or they just got a new belt. Anyway, she did an interview where they asked her New Japan working Stardom versus working WWE. And she said the biggest thing she noticed, she feels, is that the card is set in Japan and she knows who her opponent is and she can practice and she can do all this stuff to get to know them and be ready for the match. In America, you may not know until the day of.
Oh,
and so you don't have time to prepare. You don't have time to get ready for it. So she felt that it hurt the match quality time and you had to keep times. In Japan, you can run over if you need it. In America, they were forced to keep time. So you had to cut stuff from matches and they would cut your times on you. So she said she appreciated the ability to be able to be flexible.
So her ability to improvise.
I guess.
I mean
that's
the ability to improvise, because that's one thing. I mean, even as an indie wrestler, what do we call it? The Black Heart Special. What's the Black Heart Special? You show up knowing one thing, then you show up to a show,
and he tells you,
totally different thing. Oh, sorry. It happens everywhere though.
He goes to you. Oh, here's a mask and a jumpsuit. I need you to be one of the convicts. And I go, what? I came here to manage tonight.
Right.
I'll just be a convict in a battle royal. Okay.
Right. So it's like, exactly. That happens in America. It must not happen in Japan. So it's not her culture. That's a culture shock for her, which is okay.
Yeah. Which I thought that was cool. Yeah. But I just thought that her doing an interview. And so I just want to bring up, she won that belt though. That great, hell of a match.
Good for her. All right, so let's preview Survivor Series now. So Survivor Series War Games is happening this weekend, a couple days, because it's Thanksgiving today. We're 2 hours into Thanksgiving, and I'm already hungry. And it's November 26th at the TD Garden right here, Boston, Massachusetts. Well, right here for me, not for you. So far, we have 5 matches. We have 2 War Games matches. We have, to start off, Seth freaking Rollins versus Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory for the United States Championship. We have AJ Styles versus Finn Balor in a singles match. We have Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Then we have the Brawling Brutes, which is Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, with Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens taking on the Bloodline in the Men's War Games match. Then we have Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and a person to be named tomorrow on Friday as the 5th member to take on Damage Control, which is Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky against Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley.
So the frog dropped the gem on who the to be announced is.
Who is it? Not Dana Brooke, please. Okay, good. I'm okay with that.
So the frog reported it. So
right.
The frog always deletes his tweets, his posts. So the frog, but the frog has said it is that. So the basement has concluded it is 100% that, and other news sites have been reporting it as well that it is Becky.
It makes sense from the beginning of the story all the way to SummerSlam. It makes sense. When people were speculating Dana Brooke because of what happened with the 24/7 title, I'm like, no, that story ended when she dropped that belt in the trash.
Correct.
So I'm all right with that. So
and it was just someone give Io the next that time on Raw. It gave Nikki Cross her first match back. So
right, correct. So that segment was about Nikki Cross, not Dana Brooke, or even being a part of the War Games match. For it to be Becky, that'd be good. First match back, huge pop. We'll see it on Friday on SmackDown then, if that's the case.
All right, let's go. Predictions.
I believe Damage Control gets the win in the Women's War Games match.
Okay.
Damage Control has been losing. They now have Rhea, who's been on a tear. So I think Damage Control gets the win here. Bianca doesn't lose her title. You're good to go.
I think we get Rhea Ripley getting a pin on Bianca and there's something there.
Yep. Then you stretch it to Rumble, or you stretch it to Mania, whatever you want to do. So yes, that's a very good point there. We'll do Brawling Brutes and Bloodline. Bloodline over because they're the twos and we the ones.
Ooh, okay.
You think the baby faces?
I disagree. I think
the baby face is over.
I think Sammy takes the L. I think Sammy eats the pin. He cost them because remember he guaranteed the win.
Yes. Oh yeah, good point.
So
good
I
point.
just feel like Sammy's gonna cost him the win, and he's gonna get pinned by Kevin Owens. Or there's gonna be I feel like there's gonna be some interaction where either the Bloodline are ODing on KO, and Sammy takes exception because it's his boy, and it's gonna test his loyalty. But somehow that angle is gonna play into this. That eventually I think it'll lead us to the New Day, to the Usos versus
Sammy,
KO versus KO and Sammy. That's my big brain booking. That's the Mania match. Is that tag
I see
match
that at Mania and them dropping it at Mania,
and that's how we're eventually going to get the blow up. Gives us the first big crack in the armor is going to be Sammy eating the pin.
Yep.
But if they win here, then I'm totally wrong, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
We shall see. We shall see. I like your take there, though. I really like that.
Yeah.
Ronda and Shotzi. Be quick. Come on. Ronda. Moving on. AJ and Finn.
I think they give the win. I think they give. Yeah. I don't think we get a clean win, but if we do get a clean win, I think they give it to AJ. Yeah, the baby faces got.
But I think it'll be a schmoz DQ, big brawl, leads to something.
Leads to something bigger. Yeah,
maybe they go. No, but they did that on TV already. They did on TV already. 6-man tag. They did it on TV already. So I think it turns into a big schmoz. We'll see.
Okay. Do they move on from this, or is this just the next chapter in the big story?
No, they keep going. Because Rhea needs to work Mia for a bit before she can go to Bianca. That's what I see here.
Okay.
Triple threat match: Seth, Bobby, and Austin. What you got?
Honestly, I want Austin to win, so I'm gonna have to go with Austin Theory. I think the momentum shift they just gave him, and him losing the briefcase.
Yep.
I think they want to legitimize him. But if any, because I mean, look, he's been losing, and then a couple of wins, and he's still kept his heat. He's a real heel. I think that
must have been solid.
I think you can give him a win. I think he pins Bobby. Unfortunately, I don't think he pins Seth. I think Seth walks away unpinned and loses, which is stupid. But I think
Bobby ODs on Seth. Theory sneaks away with that pin that way.
Or
maybe does something to Bobby.
Theory and then pins Seth. And or that.
We might see all of that as false finishes too. So who knows? So
all right, fair enough.
All right, so those are the 5. We're done. We went 7 minutes.
Bro, yes. Let's wrap it up. Hey, man.
Wrap it up because listen, I'm gonna peek behind the curtain again. I've been having to pee for the last 45 minutes.
Me too. And I got dying.
I have like 4 cups of water, dude.
Okay, and I'm an old man too. Yes. Oh my God.
My bladder is going. All right, so the music's playing. It's time to wrap this thing on up.
Wrap it up.
So this has been another episode 20. Shout out, first of all, shout out to our guest,
to the big boss man.
Big
Brother
shout out
DSP.
to him. Clap it up one more time.
Friendly neighborhood media personality, blessing us with the knowledge darts. We appreciate it.
Anything to say before we head on out? Thank you, sir. Hey, he said great work. We're not getting fired. We're not getting fired. Hey, here's 20 more episodes.
20 more episodes. We renewed our contract. Y'all heard it first, exclusive. We renewed our contract.
That's right. Year 2 on the way. All right. So with that being said, for my man, touch him. For my man, Vernon Somoza, I am Frank Champion. Let's wrap it on up. I am me. He is him. We are they. Say peace, Vern.
Peace, Vern.
And we're out of here.